All right, welcome everybody. This week we have new music from Dusty Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the world premiere of Religious Bullshit.
Welcome to the chapel of scams and deception, where guilt's a weapon and fear's a collection. Pass that plate like a ritual tax, while the preacher's in Gucci with gold on his slacks. Sunday script, it's fear and lipstick. Invent the cure, then convince you you're sick. Sipping on wine, call it Jesus' blood, while they drowned you in lies like a biblical flood. Confess your sins, what a racket to run. They selling you hell while molesting your son. Blindfold your brain, let the shepherd's guide, but that wolf got a Rolex, he ain't trying to hide. Religious bullshit, religious bullshit, religious bullshit. It's time for religious bullshit, yeah, it's time for religious bullshit. Your wallets, they got a story for you, and trauma in the closets. It's time to be brainwashed, gaslit, subdued. Your weekly dose of nonsense straight into the pews. It's time for religious bullshit.
Hell yeah! You're watching The Dusty Show. Let's do it!
Let's do it! What's up, everybody? Man, I'm not lollygagging on my days off. I'm working hard, making new videos, putting out music. Hell yeah! So, love you guys! Welcome to The Dusty Show. Another amazing show for you guys tonight. Hard to believe so much is going on. May you live in interesting times. That's a curse, and we do, unfortunately. So, what you guys do this weekend? You know what I did? Yesterday, y'all. I finally got Penguin to the vet, got him back. He's better now. So, my poor boy, Mr. Penguin, he had a toothache, real bad toothache. He thought we were hurting him. It was really disturbing to watch. He'd eat something, and then he would just like slam himself in the wall because he thought someone was attacking him. He'd just freak out. And so then he pretty much quit eating and started losing weight. And so we're going to take him. My truck broke down. Still broke down, unfortunately, but we got him taken last night, and they pulled the tooth. He's doing way better now. Got a huge appetite. So, hey, thanks for everybody who's donated. I really appreciate you guys helping me take care of all these animals. And let's go ahead and kick the show off, folks. Got another big one tonight. Probably going to do overtime, definitely. Double overtime? Maybe. We'll see. No promises. But, as always, Super Chats are open. You know what Super Chats are, the lifeblood of the show. No questions dodged. Every question answered on the Super Chats over here is a dollar sign. You click it. It's by the chat. You'll find it. You're all very smart and or handsome. And then you click Super Chat and then you donate money. And then I read your words. That's how Super Chat works. Lifeblood of the show. I'm a digital busker. If you guys like what you see, support the show. That's how it works. And all right, let's go ahead and kick it off, folks. I made a new intro for this new section. Hopefully, I will never have to use this intro again. Knock on wood, but I fear that I'm going to have to. Before we get there, folks, of course, we have to check on the thumbnail. So let's see if tonight's thumbnail is a fucking banger. As always, we give AI one shot. Are you going to capture it or let it slip? Yo, okay, AI. Let's see how you did with tonight's thumbnail. Go. All right, not too bad, not too bad. I'll give you a B- on that with AI. Audio, gotta work on the audio, so that's Kling. VO3 does way better audio than Kling. Kling sucks shit, but it's okay. VO3 is too expensive to use, so we're using Kling still. So hell yeah, all right, let's go get the show off, folks. Hopefully I'll never have to use this again, but we'll see. New section, all that's called. Whoa! Yep. And first off, on tonight's war. So, if you guys haven't been keeping track of what's been going on for the last, I don't know, 20, 25, 30 years, war criminal and terrorist Benjamin Netanyahu been trying to pull America into a war with Iran for fucking ever. Almost like this motherfucker is obsessed, and they gave us basically the same playbook they used for Iraq. Weapons of mass destruction, y'all. We have to go stop them from getting these weapons of mass destruction. And he reminds me of Elon Musk. Elon Musk, for the last 20 years, next week, self-driving cars. Next week, I'm fully confident, self-driving cars. Next week, self-driving cars. Always lying. Always lying. Anyway, here's The Daily Show put together a collage of how he's been saying the same bullshit for 25 fucking years. Let's have a look.
If not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year, it could be within a few months.
They have the wherewithal, the stored up, preserved knowledge to make a bomb very quickly if they wanted to do it.
Iran is so dangerous. Weeks away from having the fissile material for an entire arsenal of nuclear bombs.
They're very close. They're 6 months away from being about 90% of having the rich uranium for an atom bomb.
Iran is gearing up to produce 25 bombs, atomic bombs a year.
25 a year?
250 bombs in a decade.
Ladies and gentlemen, time is running out.
Running out, 1996.
Iran will be capable of producing alone, without importing anything, nuclear bombs within 3 to 5 years.
3 to 5 years, 2 months, 6 months, 1 month, it's all happening. Any second now, Jesus is coming back. Everybody freak out. So yeah, he's obsessed because, well, for one thing we know about Netanyahu is right now there is a pending court case against him, and the only reason it's not going forward is because of all these wars. And he's almost done eliminating the Palestinian people in the genocide. So he needs new wars to make sure he doesn't go to prison. So why not just get Big Brother U.S. pulled into your world war and help you murder more brown people on our dime? Hey, that's what we're going to do, folks. I didn't give Trump too much credit on the last show. I said that he'd immediately go into the war, and if he decided not to, I would give him credit for that. But I didn't believe for 1 second he was going to hold back. And I was right, of course, as always. Before we get there, it wasn't just Netanyahu been lying to us, trying to pull us into this war for the last 20 years. Here's some more examples.
It will take Iran about 12 months to enrich enough nuclear material for a single nuclear weapon.
United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken is warning that Iran is potentially just months away or less from nuclear breakpoint.
Iran is 2 months away from a nuclear weapon, and it's a victory to get them 1 year away?
Iran could be less than a month away from building a nuclear weapon. I mean, Netanyahu has made 2 tough-talking TV appearances, saying that Iran is just months away from making a nuclear bomb.
What is important to understand is that you have to dismantle the entire terror empire, and especially before its main practitioners, the terror states of Iran and Iraq, acquire nuclear weapons. And this, I think, has been a wake-up call from hell. It is telling us you have the power now to act.
Take Iran about 12 months.
Now freak out! Iran gonna nuke everybody, y'all. For the last 20 years, it's all happening, y'all. So I'm not falling for it again. I've heard this shit before. Yeah, Iraq has WMDs. Iran has WMDs. I've seen it. No thanks. Not falling for it again. Not that I fell for it the first time. And then, unsurprisingly, they're doing what they do in the terrorist organization of the IDF, the Israeli government. They are killing journalists, this time in Iran, because they don't want anybody to report on what's happening. Hey, we're next, folks. They're going to declare us enemies, and Trump's just going to let them kill us. It's going to happen. Watch. Reports of multiple journalists killed as Israel bombs Iran. State broadcasters are killing scientists. They're setting off car bombs, just doing straight up terrorism. It's exactly the same shit we would accuse any other country of doing. If they did, we would call them terrorists because it is terrorism. But when Israel does it, it's different, baby. They just let you do it. Grab it right by the pussy. And case in point, this is Ali Shahmakani, a top Iranian advisor engaging with the Trump administration. All right, let me play it, and then guess what happened to this guy.
We are ready.
Shamhani is one of the few people in Iran authorized to speak about the sensitive negotiations.
We can definitely have better relations with the U.S.
Shamhani said that Iran is willing to commit to never having a nuclear weapon, to getting rid of its stockpiles of highly enriched uranium, to only enriching to a level needed for civilian use, and to allow inspectors in to oversee it all, in exchange for lifting all sanctions immediately. He said Iran would accept that deal tonight.
So, of course, they killed him immediately. Israel kills this guy immediately, because why wouldn't you? He wants peace. He wants to get rid of his nuclear weapons and prove that our whole narrative is bullshit. Can't have that. Murder. He was scheduled for high-stakes talks on Sunday. Israel killed him in his home on Friday. Netanyahu sabotaged the deal, and instead of defending U.S. diplomacy, Donald Trump is rewarding Netanyahu by backing the war he ignited. Of course he is, folks. Trump just wants his kick up, and Israel gets so much money from the United States, they just got to give a little bit of our own money back to the bomb boss, and boom, trillions of dollars for war, plenty of money for murder and killing, folks. No money for cancer research, no money for your kids, but endless money to kill, folks. So, yep, as Bernie Sanders rightly points out, Netanyahu started this war by attacking Iran. He assassinated Ali Khamenei, Iran's leader, nuclear negotiator, deliberately sabotaging U.S.-Iran nuclear negotiations. The U.S. must not be dragged into another illegal Netanyahu war, either militarily or financially. But hey, we're the biggest suckers to lose the planet. Of course we will. Of course we'll put another $4 or $5 trillion on our grandkids' credit card, because it's always fuck them kids. We'll all be dead. Who gives a good goddamn about the future? All right. We need to kill people now. Hey, they'll figure shit out in the future, I'm sure. I'm sure AI will have them murdered by that point. So, you know, we need to focus on murdering people now and not worry about who's AI's going to murder in the future. That's all I'm saying. Think, people. Fucking think. And video of Trump backing the Iran deal, and then basically he was the whole catalyst in destroying the Iran nuclear deal. We actually had a deal already in place with Iran. They agreed not to make nuclear weapons. They had very, very tight inspections, and then Trump gets in there and he eliminates the deal. He gets rid of it, right? So he caused the problem. This is typical Trump. He caused the problem, and then he pretends to try to fix the fucking problem. But yes, we already had this solved. Why would Iran ever sign any kind of deal with us when we had no honor? We've already proven to them our word means fucking nothing.
I am announcing today that the United States will withdraw from the Iran nuclear deal. In a few moments, I will sign a presidential memorandum to begin reinstating U.S. nuclear sanctions on the Iranian regime. We will be instituting the highest level of economic sanction. Any nation that helps Iran in its quest for nuclear weapons could also be strongly sanctioned by the United States.
So, yep, no reason to sign any deal with us. In fact, no reason for any country to ever negotiate with us, because our word doesn't mean anything. Whatever we say today, we will renege on tomorrow. And what are you going to do about it? We're America, baby. We can do anything. And, of course, Israel's desperate to sell their war against Iran by claiming Iran is somehow much worse than they are. But, I mean, you guys do know everything you've done has been recorded. It's been streamed on our social media. We've seen it. We believe our own eyes over you, but here's the official Israeli Twitter page. Israel targets missile launchers, nuclear sites, military infrastructure. Iran targets civilians. Yeah, isn't that true? Israel never targets... What the fuck are you talking about? You literally genocided an entire people. You did nothing but target fucking civilians. You said it was fine. It just... Crazy, though. They're the God man, and they really do think that you should believe them over your own eyes, your own experiences, what you see and hear. And if you don't, you're anti-Semitic. Okay? They rule you. They are your gods. Get on your fucking knees and lick their toes, motherfuckers. And we are, folks. We're on our knees licking the toes of these troglodytes, of these cavemen, of these inbred backwoods sacks of shit. And that's coming from somebody that lives in Mississippi. Just then, Netanyahu is angry at Americans for not wanting to go to war for him. Look, I understand America first. I don't understand America dead. That's right, we're all going to die, folks. We're all going to die, of course. Anybody paying attention knows that Israel makes us less safe. They're not our allies. They are the worst enemies we ever had. They bring nothing to the fucking table. Everything they do causes blowback on us, folks. The terrorist attacks, everything that happens over here, directly responsible. They give us fucking nothing. All they do is take. All they do is feed off of us. And they hate us, folks. They hate our goddamn guts because they see us for exactly what we are. Suckers and losers, stooges, people too goddamn stupid to stand up and defend themselves. People too stupid to stand up to their own fucking government as our government loots us day in and day out and gives them all our fucking money so they can have socialized medicine, so they can have free education, so they can have a better standard of living than we fucking do, folks. And they do. So why would they respect us? I don't fucking respect us. I get it. So then the Trump threats start pretty much immediately, and who could blame him, folks? He only had two choices. Go to war with Iran or release the Epstein files. Only this time he wasn't sweating at all. He was smashing that go to war with Iran button. Nobody talking about the Epstein files anymore, right? No one talking about Elon Musk. Trump is in the Epstein files. No one talking about that shit. Beautifully distracted by World War III. And then it was reported he secretly greenlit a change in regime in Iran, folks. You got to get rid of all their leaders, because why not? Hey, we have the right to do that, right? We can just go in and kill anybody we want to in their country and take over their government. Who gives a shit? We're America, baby. What's ever going to happen to us? Not like there's going to be any blowback, is there? Then before I go on the air tonight, the Washington Street Journal was reporting Trump has approved plans for attacking Iran. He's like, yeah, I got all the plans in place. We know exactly what we're going to do. I approve them. But first, I'm going to try to get a deal with Iran to see if they'll give up their nuclear program. What the fuck? You're the one that ended the deal. Why would they sign a deal? And of course, they're not even trying to get nukes. There's no evidence of that. So, bullshit, bullshit, bullshit as always. They're planning to go ahead with a war and probably going to do it. And then he seemed like he was teasing dropping a nuclear bomb, folks. Crazy as shit. First off, he was like, publicity-seeking President Emmanuel Macron of France mistakenly said that I left the G7 summit in Canada to go back to D.C. to work on a ceasefire between Israel and Iran. Wrong! He has no idea why I am now on my way to Washington, but it certainly has nothing to do with the ceasefire. Much bigger than that. Whether purposely or not, Emmanuel always gets it wrong. Stay tuned. Yeah, we're not trying to stop the war, baby. The exact opposite. We about to light this Roman candle. Then he went on and on where it seems like he's not very slyly trying to suggest a nuclear war. First, he's like, we know exactly where the so-called supreme leader is hiding. He is an easy target, but is safe there. We are not going to take him out. Kill! Exclamation point. Totally normal for our president. At least not for now. But we don't want missiles shot at civilians or American soldiers. Our patience is wearing thin. Thank you for your attention on this matter. Unconditional surrender. That's right, just surrender. Why wouldn't you just surrender? We're going to murder you all anyway. You might as well just kneel down and let us assassinate you. And then more nuclear war hints. Iran should have signed the deal. They literally did sign the deal. You were the one that reneged on the deal. Why would they sign another deal? None of it makes any sense. I know that the point is you have no intention of signing any deal with them. You're just saying this fucking bullshit because the idiots that listen to you believe whatever you say. I told them to sign. What a shame and waste of human life. Simply stated, Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. I said it over and over again. Everyone should immediately evacuate Tehran. So yeah, millions of people in the capital of Iran, he's told to evacuate. I wonder why, folks. Why? He wants all of you to evacuate Tehran. I don't know if he's going to nuke them or not, but he's definitely hinting at doing so. And breaking, dozens of U.S. warplanes are now in transit to the Middle East. There aren't training ops. These aren't training ops. These is a full-blown forward posture shift. Air tankers, combat escorts, surveillance birds moving in coordinated lanes. Something is either already underway or about to be. And the commander-in-chief refuses to back the G7's call for de-escalation. Of course, he's the one escalating it, folks. Spent $5 trillion on the Afghanistan and Iraq wars, man. Holy God. I love this. I love this. Man, I cannot wait till they bankrupt us even faster. We're going to default on our debt any day now, and it's going to be goddamn beautiful. R.I.P. America. Fucking can't wait to piss on your grave. I'm glad I don't live there. And that... Trump says we have complete control of Iranian airspace, which is weird because Congress didn't declare war on anybody. So this is totally unconstitutional and illegal, but it doesn't matter, folks, because we have a dictator now. Nobody's held him accountable anymore. We now have complete and total control of the skies over Iran. Iran had good sky trackers and other defensive equipment, and plenty of it. But it doesn't compare to American-made, conceived, and manufactured stuff. Nobody does it better than the good old USA. USA is very good at killing people. I'll give him that. And so super cool, America. More billions and billions and billions to go protect Israel. They're getting us into a war, and suckers and losers we are. I cannot wait to watch our soldiers die for Israel. I'm sorry, I can't, folks. I just can't, right? If you die for Donald Trump and Israel, nobody ever deserved to die more than you. I don't give a shit who the fuck you are. Clip jump that shit, spread it everywhere. I stand by it. And then, man, this is scary as fuck, folks. So then Trump reposts this message he got from Mike Huckabee, who's the ambassador to Israel, and believes that we have a biblical duty to defend Israel even over America. We have to put Israel first because of Jesus. He literally believes that Israel has the right to wipe out all of Gaza and to nuke anybody they want to. That's God's will. So now he's sending Trump basically a message telling him to listen to God, and then he has basically the right to do whatever he wants to in the Iran situation. He says, this is Mike Huckabee to Donald Trump, Mr. President, God spared you in Butler, Pennsylvania, to be the most consequential president in a century, maybe ever. The decisions on your shoulders, I would not want to be made by anyone else. You have many voices speaking to you, sir, but there is only one voice that matters, his voice. Yeah, shockingly, though, in this instant, it's Mike Huckabee speaking for God and letting you know what God is saying to you. So his voice is Mike Huckabee's voice. I am your appointed servant in this land, and I am available for you, but I do not try to get in your presence often because I trust your instincts. Everybody knows if you just suck up to Trump, play on his ego, you can do whatever you want to do. No president in my lifetime has been in a position like yours, not since Truman in 1945. Uh-oh. I don't reach out to persuade you. He's reaching out to persuade you. Only to encourage you. I believe you will hear from heaven, and that voice is far more important than mine or anyone else. You sent me to Israel to be your eyes, ears, and voice, and to make sure our flag flies above our embassy. My job is to be the last one to leave. I would not abandon this post. Our flag would not come down. You do not seek this moment. This moment sought you. It is my honor to serve you, sir. Mike Huckabee. Translation, God wants you to nuke Iran, okay? You're the new Harry Truman. Just do it. Listen to God's voice, which is you. You're God, to do whatever you want to, Trump. Meanwhile, Iran is prepared to strike U.S. military bases. Iran has prepared missiles and other military equipment for strikes on U.S. bases in the Middle East. Should the United States join Israel's war, they've already done that, against the country, according to American officials who have reviewed intelligence reports, the United States has sent about 36 refueling aircraft to Europe that could be used to assist fighter jets protecting American bases. That would be used to extend the range of bombers. Yep, you about to die for Israel, American soldiers. Dear soldiers, get ready. You're going to die for Israel. And I just got to say it again. If you die for Israel, everything Donald Trump thinks about you is true. Now, Donald Trump does think you're suckers and losers. He did say that. You don't have to believe it, but he did say that. We know that from his past behaviors, the things he said in public, that's how he feels. And there's a reason that Donald Trump feels that way. It's because he's right. It's because you are suckers and losers. If you die for Donald Trump and Israel, there has never been a bigger fucking sucker and loser on the goddamn planet. So good. Do it, motherfuckers. Less suckers and losers on this fucking planet. Who gives a shit? Okay? I don't give a F, y'all. Whatever. Worship the troops all you want to. If you go over to another country and invade them and they kill you, what the fuck did you think was going to happen, dummy? Maybe stay your ass at home, all right? You get your fucking face blown off, come back with no legs and shit. Don't expect me to feel sorry for you. And while we're talking about this, off topic, this brings up one of my biggest pet peeves. You know what I can't fucking stand? Short motherfuckers, little short kings like me, who go to war, have an accident, they get their legs blown off. Next thing you know, they got these long-ass prosthetic limbs. These little 5'8" motherfuckers are now 6'2". You cheating sacks of shit. Hell to the no. If you're a short king and you get your legs blown off, you got to get short, stumpy little prosthetics, okay, motherfuckers? You ain't fooling nobody, all right? Hell to the no. Anyway, back on topic. Mom, why am I being dragged to Iran? I wanted a felon for president. Yeah, remember that shit? I voted for the felon. You sure did, you fucking moron. Now your kid's got to die. Whatever. He should have had better parents that loved him more, I guess. That's a little bit on you. Anyway. And then another good meme. Oh, another war and still no Epstein arrests. Exactly what I voted for. Yep, totally. That's what I fucking voted for, y'all. Just whatever the orange gift wants to do. I believe most Trump supporters these days are just accelerationists. They want the country to be destroyed too, just like me, baby. So, am I MAGA? Maybe. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not. Yeah, Cotton Hill, you better just walk around with your shins blown off by Koreans. Fucking cheaters. And makes me kind of wish I got my legs blown off. A little bit, not a whole lot. I'd be so tall. I'd have the longest prosthetic legs. I'd be the NBA or some shit. Don't fucking tempt me, y'all. And then... oh, yeah. Look at me. Look at me. I'm the George Bush now. And yep, the new George Bush. Blended together, folks. It's Groundhog Day up in this bitch. We gonna do it all over again. More trillions of dollars for war, death, and destruction for Israel. It's all for Israel. God damn it, we love Israel. And a lot of people are mad at Trump. A lot of people not happy because they can't help but notice that this new Trump is completely fucking different from the old Trump. So many tweets, so many videos out there. For one, here's Trump from back in a few years ago.
Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and he's ineffective.
Wow, I agree with Donald Trump. Nailed it. Holy shit. Where is this Donald Trump when we need him? Weak and ineffective. Always a tweet too. Here's Donald Trump. In order to get elected, Barack Obama will start war with Iran. Huh. Curious. Then there's this one. Now that Obama's poll numbers are in a tailspin, by the way, before I continue with this, Donald Trump just got a latest poll that shows his approval rating at the lowest point it has ever been. In fact, he is the most unpopular president in the history that they've been keeping track of this poll. So keep that in mind. Now that Obama's poll numbers are in a tailspin, watch for him to launch a strike in Libya or Iran. He is desperate. Oh, shit. Tell on yourself. We know exactly what he's going to do, folks. Just listen to Trump. And here he is. The United States has spent $8 trillion fighting and policing in the Middle East. Thousands of our great soldiers have died or been badly wounded. Millions of people have died on the other side. Going to the Middle East is the worst decision ever made. Yeah, so stupid. What kind of idiot would get us bogged down in endless wars in the Middle East? What's that now? Oh, it's Donald Trump. Man, wish I had a time machine to go introduce these motherfuckers. Here's a bunch of fucking tweets. In order to get elected, Barack will start war with Iran. Barack will attack Iran in order to get reelected. I predict that Barack Obama will at some point attack Iran in order to save face. I remember that I predicted a long time ago. President Barack Obama will attack Iran because of his inability to negotiate, probably not skilled. Yeah, not skilled like Mr. R. the Dale. Nobody who was skilled would ever go to war with Iran. And folks, I don't know if you remember this back night, but Donald Trump wasn't always as bad as he is now. He's always been super fucking bad, but there was a time every once in a while, if it suited his purposes, he would tell the truth. Now he'll just lie about everything. It's crazy. Even shit that would help him to tell the truth, he'll lie anyway because he gets off on it. Back in the day, though, he used to tell the truth a little bit, and this is the clip that put him in the spotlight of the mainstream. This is what started his political career. This ultimately is what got him elected. Listen to this shit.
They lied. Okay. They said there were weapons of mass destruction. There were none, and they knew there were none. There were no weapons of mass destruction. Obviously, the war in Iraq was a big, fat mistake, all right? Now, you can take it any way you want, and it took Jeb Bush, if you remember at the beginning of his announcement, when he announced for president, it took him 5 days. He went back. It was a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. It took him 5 days before his people told him what to say, and he ultimately said it was a mistake. The war in Iraq, we spent $2 trillion, thousands of lives. We don't even have it. Iran is taking over Iraq with the second largest oil reserves in the world. Obviously, it was a mistake.
So
George Bush made a mistake. We can make mistakes, but that one was a beauty. We should have never been in Iraq. We have destabilized the Middle East.
But so you still think he should be impeached?
I think it's my turn, isn't it?
You do whatever you want. You call it whatever you want. I want to tell you, they lied.
Okay.
They said there were weapons of mass destruction. There were none, and they knew there were none. There were no weapons of mass destruction.
And he still knows, folks. He knows there are no weapons of mass destruction. He knows exactly what he's doing. You heard it right there, folks. But they're doing it all over again because this is what we fucking do. It's a big distraction. He wants to be a wartime president. Think of all the money for the defense contractors. Think of all the money going to get kicked back up to him. And, of course, most importantly, we are owned and ruled by Israel. They're our Lord and masters. We have to do whatever they fucking say. And a lot of people wagging the dog trying to get the American people on board with another war in Iran. A lot of people beating the war drums. Case in point, here is super manly man, alpha male, studly stud, Lindsey Graham. The best of us all. The guy you know who's going to be on the very front lines when the war starts. Here he is on Fox News trying to sell this shit.
Can you guarantee that? Can President Trump in any form, can you make the commitment that this would not lead to a longer war?
I can guarantee you that if the Ayatollah gets a nuclear weapon, he will use it. I believe that with all my heart and soul. So the men and women who serve, they're the ones going, not people answering a poll.
Yeah, hey, shut up! American citizens, yeah, you might be the ones fucking paying for it. It might be your name, the credibility of your country, and maybe, according to your morals, you don't want to pay to murder a bunch of innocent people. Doesn't fucking matter. The military wants to go, okay? The men and women in our military, they want to go kill brown people, and that's all that matters.
And if you ask them, would you be willing to risk your life to stop the Ayatollah from having a nuclear weapon? All of them would say yes.
They didn't. They wouldn't all say yes. They're a lot of would, of course, brainwash, but I'm like, fuck no! I don't want to go die in this goddamn war. What you talking about? And also, I love how he frames that. If you tell them that they're about to be destroyed and all their family about to be killed by a nuclear bomb, they would all say that they're going to go fight for that. Yeah, if you frame it that way, but that's a bullshit fucking framing. That's not what's happening at all. That's exactly how you framed Iraq, right? Same shit, different day.
Because it makes their country, our country, safer. So we live in a world where you got to confront problems.
Literally, none of this makes any of us fucking safer. He knows that. We all know that.
You want to avoid World War III? Learn the lessons from World War II.
Yeah, hey, you want to avoid World War III? We got to start World War III, baby. Think about it.
People in World War II appeased Hitler to the point that it got so much out of hand, we had a world war and 60 million people got killed.
Yeah, he's right about that. Unfortunately, this analogy, it's Donald Trump who is Hitler. That's the one we're appeasing that's going to lead to the Third World War.
So we live in a world where you pay now or you pay later. Let's stop this threat before he gets a nuclear weapon. Let's end this reign of terror. Let's do it now. It's not going to take 20 months, but I can't guarantee you your freedom and your safety unless we're willing to fight for it. I can guarantee you this. If we don't fight for our freedom, we will lose it.
Yeah, it's for our freedom, folks. Hey, we have to go attack this other country that has nothing to do with us whatsoever for our freedoms. Because they hate us for our freedoms, folks. Hey, they don't hate us because we're genociding an entire people. And it's being broadcast everywhere. The destroyed bodies of these kids, their heads blown off, and their parents screaming and lamenting over the bodies of their children. No! They hate us for our freedoms, folks, so we got to go attack them and kill more of them. We got to spend more trillions of your grandchildren's money to go kill these motherfuckers for Israel, y'all. Believe me, y'all, we in danger, everybody. So, yeah, same shit always in this trash fucking country. They literally work for Israel. Our government completely taken over by a foreign entity. Here's Ted Cruz basically saying the same exact shit.
You need an ICBM to get to America. If Iran gets a nuclear weapon, I think the odds are unacceptably high that we would find out with a mushroom cloud over New York City or Los Angeles or Tel Aviv and Israel. And you need
That's right, mushroom cloud. They've been saying that same exact shit for fucking ever. Literally what they said about Iraq, folks. Mushroom cloud over New York. Be afraid. Let us bankrupt you and kill people in your name. Let us do it. And, of course, John Fetterman all over supporting the war, y'all, because, of course, Democrats are going to save you. Time's up on Iran's evil regime and its nuclear weapon program. Yeah, there he is. Stroker Ace with his brain damage. That's his brain fart he had for the fucking day. He's definitely going to run again as a Republican, folks. Prepare for that shit. Probably win, too. But, folks, if you're worried about World War III, you're probably a goddamn communist. Marxist Islamist? That's the only one worried. We're about to spend trillions of dollars to get to another war, at least according to Mark Levin on Fox News.
Yeah, so where are they? They're nowhere. How about China? Nowhere. How about Russia? Nowhere. What happened to World War III? There is no World War III. They all sound like a bunch of Marxist Islamists. They don't sound like patriotic Americans. Let me be clear. This is good versus evil. You're either a patriotic American who's going to get behind the President of the United States, the Commander-in-Chief, or you're not. One other thing.
It's literally what they said last time during the Iraq War, folks. You're either for us or you're against us. You're either with us or you're our enemy. Are you a patriot? Do you hate the troops? Oh my God, you don't want us to spend $5 trillion to kill 1 million innocent people? You hate the troops. You're not a patriot. This is why right-wing talking points do so well with the simple-minded. It's good versus evil. It's black and white. It's very easy for mental children to understand and regurgitate. But yeah, folks, are you a traitor? You better support the war. And then a GOP representative says U.S. must defend Israel because it's biblical, of course. This is what they're all saying, folks. Your kids got to die. We got to spend trillions of dollars in needless wars because of an ancient book of fairy tales thousands of years ago.
Last week, President Trump is demanding unconditional surrender from Iran and is reportedly considering U.S. military involvement.
Whose side are you on, for crying out loud? I mean, death to Israel, death to America. What more do we need to hear? And I think President Trump is right. He's got us to a point where these guys need to take a hard look at themselves and surrender. If they don't surrender, it may be that we have to end it.
Might have
we
to
got
end
the
them.
best friend we got in Israel. They're doing a fantastic job.
Such a good friend in Israel. I'm just thinking of all the shit we get in return for our friendship with Israel. And, I'll get back to you guys on that.
They're controlling the airspace now. So we just need to see. But look, it's biblical, okay? I'm one of those. It's biblical. We support Israel. Israel is our friend.
That's right. Hey, Israel, the Zionist Jews wrote a book that said they were God's chosen people. So it's got to be true. Also, I wrote a book that said I'm God's chosen people, and this guy's got to blow me. So you got to blow. It's the law. If I write a book saying something is true, you have to believe it and do what it says, okay? I don't make the rules. I just get blown by them. And then Republicans throwing some wild shit out there. Same shit from billionaire Bill Mitchell, who says, has anyone considered the possibility that America has miraculously survived so many close calls over the centuries? Is that our purpose, is to defend Israel? That's right, baby. The only reason America even fucking exists is because of Israel, okay? We are useless without Israel. Without Israel, we should just fucking die. What's the point of us without our God men to protect? If we quit Israel, I believe God may quit us, and I'm not prepared to take that chance. Hey, many of you will have to die for Israel, but that is a chance I'm willing to take, says billionaire Bill Mitchell. So super cool to be ruled by these people. And then, explain it to me like I'm a moron, Purge Master Laura Loomer says, an airstrike on a nuclear facility is not a full-scale war. Why is it so hard for people to understand? Okay, let me explain it to you. So if China or Russia bombs one of our nuclear facilities, that wouldn't be an act of war? Of course it is, but you don't understand, folks. It's different when it happens to us. We can just bomb the Middle East whenever we fucking want to. That's not war. That's just normal. That's just a normal fucking Wednesday when we do it, okay? Don't get it twisted. You're a hypocrite. And another meme. War is good now. Yeah, they was also against him, folks. He was the peace candidate. Remember, Hillary was going to get us in a war. Biden was going to get us in a World War III. Now Trump going to get us in a war. They're super fucking happy about it. And here's a typical American parent. Hey, Israel, I'm not interested in a war with Iran. I'm also not sending my kid to fight in the end. That's right. I don't want my kid to die. I'm not for you. I'm not on your side. I do not want my kid to go die in your stupid fucking war. I'm America first. To which Zionist John Puttert says, No one asked you, you piece of shit. Yeah, no one asked you, motherfucker. All right? You will send your child to die for us, and you will love it. After your child dies, we might have to kill you or at least get you to lick our booty hole. You ain't got no fucking choice, Goyim. Lay your ass down and know your fucking place. Your kid belongs to us, not you. Your opinion means nothing. Nothing. Who the fuck do you think you are? And they're right, folks. Hey, I can't knock them for being fucking right. They do decide if our kids live and die. They do decide what happens to us. They are the God people, and we must worship them and do whatever they say. The Bible says so, right? I didn't write it. And then here's the psychopaths that rule us, folks. Here's the psychopaths that we're defending. They just put out this new song, Bomb Iran, bragging about it.
We bombed Iran, we bombed Tehran. With the Jews, you're always gonna lose. It's God's plan, and God rules the land. Bomb, 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 Iran. Bomb, 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 bomb.
Bomb Iran! Yeah, it's God's plan. Hey, we're God's chosen people, baby. Look at all the people we bomb. Bombing is good. Bombing is godly. Oh, we are the best. And hey, a lot of people out there supporting, but a lot of people out there opposed to it, folks. And I gotta say, these are weird times we live in. A lot of strange bedfellows being made in these times. I expect this section about people that oppose the Iraq war to be nothing but progressives, nothing but left-wing people. But so many of these guys are right-wingers. I cannot believe I'm going to give shout-outs to some of these people, but if they're right, how could I not? I'm not saying they're good people. I'm not saying I back them. I'm not saying that they're doing the right thing, but probably for a dumb reason or a bad reason because that's all they fucking got. But I still got to give them credit where credit's due. First off, apparently Donald Trump is furious with Tulsi Gabbard. He's thinking about firing her. This is the rumors that are going around. A couple of things started. One, last week, I guess she heard, the inside hubbaloo about war with Iran. Because she is the leader of the CIA, the NSA, all of our three-letter organizations. She runs that shit, so she knows what's going to happen. So, unprovoked, without the permission of the Donald Trump administration, she put out a video on her own, basically saying that America has to watch out for warmongers, people that think that they have the word of God guiding them, how dangerous that is. Let me play a small clip of this for you.
I recently visited Hiroshima in Japan and stood at the epicenter of a city that remains scarred by the unimaginable horror caused by a single nuclear bomb dropped in 1945, 80 years ago. It's hard for me to find the words to express what I saw, the stories that I heard, the haunting sadness that still remains. This is an experience that will stay with me forever. This attack obliterated the city, killed over 300,000 people, many dying instantly while others died from severe burns, injuries, radiation sickness, and cancer that set in.
So clearly she got some inside information on the Trump administration planning to nuke somebody, and that's the reason she put that out, folks. There's no other explanation for this.
And in the following months and years. Nagasaki suffered the same fate. Homes, schools, families, all gone in a flash. The survivors, the Hibakusha, they carried the pain of extreme. Their own memories more powerful than the photos. And today could kill millions in just minutes. Just one of these nuclear bombs would vaporize everything at its core. People, buildings, life itself. The shockwave would crush structures miles away, killing.
So this is the leader of the NSA, the FBI, the CIA, all these agencies, folks. Crazy, scary shit. What does she know? So Trump mad as fuck at her, folks. Thinking about getting rid of her, that she put that out, even though that was a pretty based video. Not just harmless, but actually had a good message trying to prevent death and mass suffering. And then last month, she was out there admitting that Iran has no plans to make a nuclear bomb. She's the one that's in charge of the agency. She's the one that has all the information. She's the one that should know. So here she is for Congress admitting that they had no plans to build a bomb. And then they asked Donald Trump about it. And he basically says, I don't give a fuck what that bitch says. Watch this shit.
The IC continues to assess that Iran is not building a nuclear weapon, and Supreme Leader Khamenei has not authorized the nuclear weapons program that he suspended in 2003.
How close do you personally think that they were to getting one? Because Tulsi Gabbard testified in March that the intelligence community said Iran wasn't building a nuclear weapon.
I don't care what she said.
I don't care what she said. I don't even know why I hired that bitch. I know more than she does, even though I don't go any intelligence briefings whatsoever. But fuck her. Yep, she gone, folks. She's gone. And then I cannot believe I'm about to post this, y'all. You know who else was based to shit on this for the most part? Woo! All right, here comes Marjorie Trader Queen, y'all. Listen to this goddamn shit that she posted. Everyone is finding out who the real American first are and who were fake and just said it because it was popular. Unfortunately, the lists of fake are becoming quite long and expose themselves quickly. Anyone slobbering for the U.S. to become fully involved in the Israel-Iran war is not America First MAGA. Wishing for murder of innocent people is disgusting. We are sick and tired of foreign wars, all of them. And this one will quickly engulf the Middle East, BRICS, and NATO as countries are required to take a side. Real America First MAGA wants world peace for all people and doesn't want our military killed and forever injured physically or mentally. We love our U.S. military and love him helping to secure our borders and our cities for the defense of our people and our country. Crazy shit. And then she went on Rapey McForehead Matt Gaetz show and said this.
If the United States strikes Iran, what will that do to President Trump's coalition?
It's going to fracture it, and it's already fracturing it. We're seeing it all over online. We're seeing it from people. I just got back from the grocery store, and someone came up and talked to me about it. And people are waking up to this. They do. You know what they're thinking about, Matt? They were happy that gas prices were finally coming down.
Yes.
And they were enjoying the fact that gas was affordable again for their summer vacations. But yet here they're seeing on TV that now we've got to go fight Iran because Israel said so. And because Israel picked the fight and attacked them first. And we're being threatened that, oh no, if we don't go do this, we're going to be bombed out of existence. Well, the truth is...
What the fuck is happening? Holy goddamn shit. Well, good. Man, hopefully there are enough cool heads that prevail and they can talk Trump out of doing this. We'll see. What fucking timeline is this? Tucker Carlson, y'all. Tucker Carlson is being based as shit lately. I can't fucking believe it. Now, don't get me wrong. Horrible human being. Worthless. Not going to save him. He was part of all this evil to begin with. He's just trying to distance himself from it, but he can never distance himself. He can never wash the blood off his hands from his actions. But holy God, this is crazy. So first, he went public, and he said that Fox News is a propaganda network that's used to manipulate elderly people. The dude that worked for Fox News was specifically used to manipulate elderly people. Finally telling the truth, here he is on Steve Bannon's show.
So what is that? That's not by popular acclaim. That's not like their viewer surveys. Like, we need a lot more Mark Levin. Less Jesse Waters, more Mark Levin. Mark Levin! What they're doing is what they always do.
Normal.
Which is just turning up the propaganda hose to full blast and just trying to, knock elderly Fox viewers off their feet and make them submit to a new war. So what?
Oh my God, he admitted. He said the whole thing. What they've always done, says the guy who worked there and did it. They're amping up the propaganda to con old people into supporting this new war. I can't fucking believe it, folks. Finally, a little bit of truth from Tucker Carlson. And the next shit, man. First off, Tucker Carlson, the real divide isn't between people who support Israel and people who support Iran or the Palestinians. The real divide is between those who casually encourage violence and those who seek to prevent it. Between warmongers and peacekeepers. Who are the warmongers? They would include anyone who's calling Donald Trump today to demand airstrikes and other direct U.S. military involvement in a war with Iran. On that list, Sean Hannity, Mark Levin, Rupert Murdoch, Ike Perlmutter, and Miriam Adelson. At some point, they will all have to answer for this, but you should know their names now. Dude's name and shaming the Zionists, y'all. And then this next one is so wild, I can hardly fucking believe it. I'm about to play at least 10 minutes of this fucking interview, which I normally don't do, but this is so goddamn amazing. If you haven't seen it, you have to fucking see it. Tucker Carlson had Ted Cruz on his show and just fucking hammers Ted Cruz the entire time. Ted Cruz comes off looking so bad because he is bad. He's dumb. He's an idiot. He's a warmonger. He stands for fucking nothing. He's a traitor to the country. He works for fucking Israel and just exposed in the most beautiful goddamn way. Mwah, 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 3 chef kiss delicious from Tucker Carlson. Watch this shit.
How many people live in Iran, by the way?
I don't know the population.
At all?
No, I don't know the population.
You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah,
how could you not know that?
I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
Well, it's kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government.
Why is it relevant whether it's 90 million or 80 million or 100 million? Why is that relevant?
Because if you don't know anything about the country...
I didn't say I don't know anything about
Okay, what's the ethnic mix of Iran?
They are Persians and predominantly Shia. Okay,
it's not even. You don't know anything about Iran. So
okay, I am not the Tucker Carlson expert on Iran.
You're a senator who's calling for the overthrow of the government.
You're the one who
don't know anything about the country.
No, you don't know anything about the country. You're the one who claims they're not trying to murder Donald Trump. You're the one who can't figure out if it was a good idea to kill General Soleimani, and you said it was bad.
You don't believe they're trying to murder Trump.
Yes, I do.
Because you're not calling for military strikes against them in retaliation. And if you really believe that...
We're carrying out military strikes today.
You said Israel was.
Right, with our help. I said we. Israel is leading them, but we're supporting them.
Well, you're breaking news here because the U.S. government last night denied, the National Security Council spokesman Alex Pfeiffer denied on behalf of Trump that we were acting on Israel's behalf in any offensive capacity.
No, we're not bombing them. Israel's bombing them.
You just said we were.
We are supporting Israel.
High stakes. You're a senator. If you're saying the United States government...
Because to him, we is Israel. He works for Israel, okay? He doesn't work for America. America belongs to Israel. So whatever Israel does, that's us, baby.
We're with Iran right now. People are listening.
Okay.
Yep, he didn't fucking slip up. He meant what he fucking said. And, oh, man, this whole interview was goddamn beautiful. First off, here's Ted Cruz admitting that the reason he wants to go to World War III is because of the Bible.
Growing up in Sunday school, I was taught from the Bible.
Me too.
Those who bless Israel will be blessed.
Yeah, every single person in Mississippi was taught this.
Those who curse Israel will be cursed.
You gotta really hand it to them to write a book saying they're God-chosen people and then brainwash a bunch of fucking idiots into believing it. That shit's genius. I gotta give it to him, to be honest with you.
And from my perspective, I want to be on the blessing side of things.
Of those who bless the government of Israel?
Those who bless Israel is what it says. It doesn't say the government of it. It says the nation of Israel. So that's in the Bible. As a Christian, I believe that.
Where is that?
I can find it to you. I don't have the scripture off the tip of my... You pull out the phone and use the...
It's in Genesis. So you're quoting a Bible phrase. You don't have context for it and you don't know where in the Bible it is, but that's like your theology? I'm confused. What does that even mean?
Tucker.
I'm a Christian. I want to know what you're talking about.
Okay. Where does my support for Israel come from? Number one, because biblically we're commanded to support Israel. But number two...
Hold on. Hold on. You're a senator, and now you're throwing out theology, and I am a Christian, and I am allowed to weigh in on this. We are commanded as Christians to support the government of Israel?
We are commanded to support Israel. And
what does that mean, Israel?
We're told those who bless Israel will be blessed.
But hold on. Define Israel. This is important. Are you kidding? This is a majority Christian country.
Define Israel? Do you not know what Israel is? That would be the country you've asked like 49 questions about.
So that's what Genesis, that's what God is talking about.
The nation of Israel, yes.
So is that the current borders, the current leadership? He's talking about the political entity called Israel?
He's talking about the nation of Israel. Yeah, nations exist, and he's discussing a nation. A nation was the people of Israel.
Is the nation God's referring to in Genesis, is that the same as the country run by Benjamin Netanyahu right now?
Yes.
Yes, it is, folks. Hey, I know it's terrible. We got to go to World War III. But this book of ancient fairy tales written thousands of years ago, these people that wrote it, they said, if you don't support us, you're going to be cursed. They said they were God's chosen people. They terrorized my mind. And so, hey, I still believe the bullshit that I was brainwashed with as a child. So let's go to World War III, baby. I'm going to kill all your children because I am not mentally mature enough to reject the fairy tales I was told as a child. And yep, it's a suicide pact, folks. We all got to die because Ted Cruz is retarded. And here he is, mind-blowing, really. Tucker Carlson bringing up that Israel is spying on America all the fucking time, every day. just asking Ted Cruz, the American senator, to condemn it. He can't do it, folks, because he works for Israel. Cannot even condemn Israel spying on America. That's how bad it's gotten.
Does Mossad share all of its intelligence with us?
Oh, probably not, but they share a lot. We don't share all of our intelligence with them, but we share a lot. It's a close alliance.
Do they spy domestically in the United States?
Oh, they probably do, and we do as well. And friends and allies spy on each other. And I assume all of our allies spy on us.
And that's okay with you?
You know what? One of the things about being a conservative is that you're not naive and utopian. You don't think humans are all... Part of the reason socialism doesn't work is the mantra from each according to his abilities to each according to his needs doesn't work. As a conservative, I assume people act in their rational self-interest.
So it's conservative to pay people to spy on you?
It's conservative to recognize that human beings act in their own self-interest, and every one of our friends spies on us, and I'm not...
Do you like it? That's my question. I'm not asking whether they have motive to do it. Of course they do. I understand that, and by the way, I'm not mad at them, but you're an American lawmaker, so I just want to know, hold on, I want to know your attitude. Yeah. You said that your guiding principle, in fact, the only principle, the only criterion...
I said guiding, the overwhelming, I wouldn't say only.
Is it in America's interest? Is it in America's interest for Israel to spy on us, including on the president?
It is in America's interest to be closely allied with Israel because we get huge benefits for it. And you want to see the clearest...
But I just want to stop on the spying for a second. That it takes place, as you know, and including on the president of the United States and several precedents, and I just want to know if that's okay, and why is it okay? Wouldn't an American lawmaker say to a client state, you're not allowed to spy on us? I'm sorry, I know why you want to. I'm not mad at you, but you're not allowed to.
Sure.
And I don't care for it.
Sure.
I don't want to be spied on by you. Is that... It's kind of weird not to say that, but you don't seem able to say that.
Right. Almost like you work for them and not America. It's kind of weird how obvious it is. I can't believe Tucker finally telling the truth. So weird. And then I got one more from Tucker Carlson.
Do you think that it's just interesting because what you're now describing in a very defensive way, I will say, is foreign influence over our politics?
No.
And you began, and it's so transparently obvious to everybody. I don't know why you would be embarrassed of it. You've said that you are sincerely for Israel. I believe you. I don't think you have some weird agenda. You seem to be sincere.
By the way, Tucker, it's a very weird thing.
Anti-Semitism.
The obsession with Israel. When we're talking about foreign countries,
it's hardly an obsession.
You're not talking about Chinese. You're not talking about Japanese. You're not talking about the Brits. You're not talking about the...
None of those people are making us pay for their genocide. None of those people are pulling us into a World War III. What the fuck are you talking about?
French, the question, what about the Jews? What about the Jews?
Oh, I'm an anti-Semite now.
Senator, you're asking the questions, Tucker. You're asking, why are the Jews controlling our foreign policy?
Senator,
that's what you just asked.
Hardly saying that, and I have...
That is exactly what you just said.
Well, actually, I can speak for myself and tell you what I am saying.
Good.
On behalf not simply of myself, but on my many Jewish friends who would have the same questions, which is to what extent, and it's interesting you're trying to derail my questions by calling me an anti-Semite, which you are.
I did not.
Of course you are.
Yes, you did.
And rather than be honorable enough to say it right to my face, you are in a sleazy, feline way implying it, or just asking questions about the Jews.
Weasel shit. You're clearly doing that, but you can't admit to anything because you're spineless. Absolutely cowardly in every way. That's Fled Cruz.
I'm not asking questions about the Jews. There's nothing to do with Jews or Judaism. It has to do with the foreign government.
Isn't Israel controlling our foreign policy? That's not about the Jews.
You said, I'm asking you...
And by the way, you're the one that just called me, I think, a sleazy feline. So let's be clear.
It's sleazy to imply that I'm an anti-Semite, which you just did.
No, I just said, is that the only question you're asking? You answer it. Give me another reason. If you're not an anti-Semite, give me another reason why the obsession is Israel.
I am in no sense obsessed with Israel. We are on the brink of war with Iran. And so these are valid questions.
But you're not asking about Iran or the
If I can finish, you asked me why I'm obsessed with Israel.
Yep.
3 minutes after telling me that when you first ran for Congress, you elucidated one of your main goals, which is to defend Israel.
Yes.
And I'm the one who's obsessed with Israel. I don't see a lawmaker's job as defending the interests of a foreign government, period. Any government, including the ones that my ancestors come from. So that's my position. That does not make me an anti-Semite. And shame on you for suggesting otherwise, and I mean that.
Oh, God, the fake laugh. Fake laugh. Yeah, owned him. He knows he got fucking owned. He was so butthurt after this, folks. This is some crazy ass shit to watch. What is happening right now? And yeah, the president's lost his damn mind. Now he's automatic. Tucker Carlson Somebody please explain to kooky Tucker Carlson that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. If only they would have signed some kind of deal saying they wouldn't have done it. I wish that would have happened. Then he starts making fun of Tucker Carlson for getting fired from Fox News, I guess. Trump, I don't know what Tucker Carlson is saying. Let him go get a television network and say it so that people listen. I mean, a lot of people listen to it, Donald Trump. A lot of people listening to him on Twitter. You'd be totally fine with it if he was saying something you wanted to hear, but now you're going to try to insult him like nobody's fucking listening. And just 4 months, folks. Amazing how much can change in 4 months. Yep, there they are. Make America great again. That's totally normal Tucker Carlson laugh. And Elon is somehow even fucking weirder than Tucker Carlson. That's a high bar to meet, to be honest with you, as far as weirdness is concerned. But yeah, honeymoon's over, apparently. Everything's going to shit. Too many egos. And that, a lot of people going public trying to support the Iran war. Tucker Carlson gets fucking crushed by this Iranian spokesperson. And, like, I don't agree with everything he says, but he's definitely slapping around bitch-ass Tucker Carlson. Not Tucker Carlson, Piers Morgan, rather.
And you advocate the devil.
It sounds like a guy who is trying to dictate to women how they should dress, how they should behave. Do you understand that in the West, we look at that as reprehensible behavior?
No, in the West, you objectify women, you commodify women, and you sexualize women, and you have Epsteins and many Epsteins who control.
Or we give women the freedom to dress how they wish. Why would you decline them that freedom?
In Iran, we have women pilots, we have women scientists. My boss at the University of Tehran, the dean of my faculty is a woman. For the 21 years that I've been an academic at the University of Tehran, 17 and a half of those years, the dean of my faculty was one woman or another. Don't misrepresent Iran. It doesn't work anymore, Piers. Your Western empire is on the decline. The whole of the global South is witnessing the crimes that are being carried out by your regimes. And your declining regimes are now despised by your own people. You're crushing people, students who are protesting genocide. You're not even crushing students who are protesting your own government for something that they're doing at home. You're crushing students for protesting genocide in another country. But you can't tolerate that. And your media is controlled by a group of rich people. They control the narrative, and you call that a democracy. Your choice is either Hillary Clinton or Biden or Trump. And then when that decision is made, the whole of Europe, Canada, the UK, Australia, and New Zealand fall in line as good soldiers. You don't have democracy.
Yeah, that was a fucking ownage for sure. Yeah, Iran, obviously, it's no utopia. But he's right about that. The American empire, the Western empire is collapsing. Everybody's seeing fucking through it. We're in the death rattles right here, folks. And another one over there on News Nation destroying these right-wing shitbirds.
Is there no country that has a right to keep its enemies, its sworn enemies, from getting a nuclear weapon?
That's right. Don't we have the right to bomb the shit out of this independent country and make them do whatever we want them to do?
Is there no country that has a right to keep its enemies, its sworn enemies, from getting a nuclear weapon?
Well, Truman did not attack the Soviet Union to prevent them from getting nukes, and Johnson did not invade China to prevent them from getting nukes.
Mao Zedong
was by far the worst person who ever lived, the most dangerous person who ever lived. We didn't launch a preemptive war against them, and they haven't used a nuclear weapon a single time. Only the United States has used nuclear weapons.
Is there no country?
Hey, why is it okay for Israel to have nuclear weapons? Why didn't we invade Israel for making nuclear weapons? Almost like, hey, if you're our friend, we give you a pass. Almost like it's a different set of rules depending on who you are. Not a lot of sympathy for Israel out there, to be honest with you. Here's some more base shit.
Why are you asking America for help?
You know.
What the fuck? Aren't you guys the God-chosen people? Why do you need America? I thought you had God on your side. Satan.
Good question.
Why are you crying? Why are you crying? Oh yeah, I forgot. You're only good at killing children and women and unarmed men. Bombing hospitals, schools, mosques, churches, refugee camps. You're only good at starving people to death. Not letting them have any water, food, or electricity. Yeah, I forgot. Sorry.
Exactly. God's chosen people, but you sure do need America for everything. You sure do need our money. Almost like your God is sort of feckless and weak, to be honest with you. And then MAGA supporter. A lot of them jumping off the goddamn bandwagon, and I had mixed feelings about this. Like, obviously, these people are scumbags of the highest fucking order. They knew exactly what Trump was. They could pretend like they didn't know, but they fucking knew. And they all voted for Trump because they're petty, they're classless, they're mean-spirited, they're fucking evil. Donald Trump was going to hurt all the people they wanted to hurt, right? He was going to hurt all the trans people. They were going to own the libs, and they really didn't give a shit what happened to America. As long as the people they wanted hurt were hurt. And a lot of them are just into this fucking trend because it is super fucking trendy on the online spaces, on the online blogospheres to be right-wing these days. You almost can't even make it as a left-wing influencer. I'm living proof. So it's real trendy. All the big shows lean right. All the comedian shows now sit around and make jokes about owning the left. The left is so fucking uncool now, and so they just did it for, brownie points. They did it to make money. They did it to be successful and get fucking clout, but now they want to distance themselves from it because it's World War goddamn 3. They're disappearing fucking people in the streets. They've militarized our fucking streets. They're bankrupting our fucking country. So now they're trying to slink away and pretend like they're not fucking responsible for it. So what do? Do we hold them accountable? Because they are fucking accountable, but do we also forgive them because we need allies? It's a tough situation to be in. Case in point here is a MAGA supporter. This is comedian Dave Smith. Supported Trump, used his platform every step of the way to make sure the orange goof got elected, and now trying to distance himself.
If Donald Trump launched a war in Iran, not only will I not support it, I will apologize for the rest of my life for voting for the guy. Donald Trump has betrayed MAGA, betrayed America first. He has made the most disastrous decision to lead America into another war. Donald Trump should be impeached and removed for this. All of his supporters should turn on him. It's the absolute betrayal of everything that he ran and campaigned on and everything that he stood for. He is going to lose his coalition over this. I supported him this last year. I apologize for doing so. It was a bad calculation. At the time, it seemed like the right one. But he should be impeached and removed for this one.
Well, I guess we'll see, folks. I bet next week he's right back on Trump's nuts. Next week, it's going to be trans people are so scary. I don't like to vote for Trump in World War III. But there was a trans girl or a man, a trans man, playing junior high sports or something. She's only 3 years old, but still be afraid. We have to vote for this because of that. It'll be some bullshit. They always go back. Their words mean fucking nothing. Anyway, here's more of his current base position.
It was in 2007 that the Pentagon told George W. Bush that we cannot go to war with Iran because we do not have escalation dominance against them, essentially meaning that they can hit all of our bases and embassies in the region, and we are very vulnerable to them. And we've already seen demonstrated since the Israeli attack that the Iranian, the missiles that they sent last year toward Israel, as many of us guessed, that wasn't really their best. They were intentionally making an attack that wouldn't really hurt anybody, that wouldn't really lead to a war, which Iran has done over and over again. But now we've pushed them to the point where they probably don't feel that they have the option not to respond. And Donald Trump telling them to come back to the negotiating table now is a joke. Yeah. I mean, what a impotent leader to be sitting there talking about coming back to the negotiating table. It's like sitting after Pearl Harbor and telling FDR, now's the time to go negotiate with the Japanese. Right. Negotiations are over now. The time for negotiations was before this. And so...
Yeah, hey, the time to oppose Trump was back before he got elected, motherfucker. But before you used your platform to get him elected. Now it's way too late. You voted for the felon. Not only did you vote for the felon, but you used all of your clout, all of your platform to get the felon elected. All right? It's too late now, motherfucker. You done cooked us. Sucks. And Crypto Bros jumping on board too. I was wrong about Trump. Entire Trump family are nepotistic, extractive grifters, probably since crypto back a decade after leaving office, getting us into another large-scale conflict in the Middle East after he campaigned against Iraq war and foreign wars for other nations. Instead of securing the southern border like he's promised for a decade, he unleashed a Gestapo into American cities, which barely put a single drop in the bucket of immigration, but did successfully bait the right into cheering on federal police state, where white vans show up and take people off the street. campaign against the deep state as an enemy of the people, and then work with Planetaire to increase federal agency domestic surveillance on Americans. The entire MAGA campaign was a fraud. We got duped. Feel horrible. Who could have seen this coming? You guys wanted to be duped, though, to be honest with you. Like, you didn't get duped. You're just trying to lie. You're trying to pretend like you didn't know what was going to happen to assuage your own guilt and to distance yourself. You're lying to us, and we know you're lying. You knew exactly what the fuck was going to happen, and you didn't care. And now you're just pretending to care because you don't want to take any responsibility for what the fuck you did. You guys are so unbelievably goddamn transparent. And typical MAGA this week, Phil Anderson, back in October 8 of last year. Donald Trump is literally right about everything. Here he is, day before yesterday. Donald Trump has completely failed us. Oh, really? Who could have seen that coming? You always knew. You never cared. I do pray it's contagious, though. Texas Patriots, fuck it. If Trump takes us to war, I'm done with him and his administration. I voted for no wars, cheap gas, no taxes, cheap groceries, make America healthy again. What of these things has actually happened? I'm pissed. Yep, more wars. Gas is going up because of the war. He actually passed the largest tax increase on the poor and middle class in history. Groceries going up. And he's got Mr. Brainworms making America much less healthy. So, but you know, and you're pretending you didn't. Meanwhile, have you guys heard about the theory that if local pizza shops get more orders that are right around the Pentagon, that predicts the war that's coming? Apparently, they've been using this metric for a long time to predict world conflicts, and it's very accurate. I don't know if it's true or not, but they say that pizza sales and deliveries right around the Pentagon are hugely spiking. So that's also a sign. Also, I read here, I'm not sure if this is true, but apparently attendance at the gay bars around the Pentagon has gone way down because they're so busy. So I don't know. It's got to be true too, folks. You can't be sucking dick when you're working on murdering brown folks. You can multitask, though. I'm just saying. Don't think, suck a dick. Get in there, suck it, go right back to killing brown people. All right? God damn it. Anyway, that's it, folks. That is all my war coverage for this week. We're about to do some Free Palestine, which dovetails into this perfectly, though. So we'll get that done in just a second. But hopefully I won't have to do this section every goddamn week. Hopefully cooler heads are going to prevail and everything's going to work out hunky-dory. But I'm going to keep it in my chamber because I have a feeling I'm going to need it a lot. Unfortunately, like Free Palestine. I was like, hey, I'm going to cover Palestine this week, but hey, at least I'm not going to have to cover it very much. Like literally half the goddamn show for the last 2 years about Palestine. It sucks. And all right, let's move on, folks. As mentioned, it's time for Free Palestine. And lest we forget, the genocide is still going on, folks. Israeli tank fires, kills 51 people waiting at a Gaza food site. This has been going on. I haven't been really reporting on it because it's so depressing, but this has been happening a lot lately, folks. At least 51 Palestinians were killed and more than 200 wounded in Gaza Strip while waiting for UN and commercial trucks to enter the territory with desperately needed food, according to Gaza's health ministry and a local hospital. So, yep, like fish in a barrel, starve them, and when they come to get food, mow them all goddamn down. More war crimes paid for by our dollars. And this is who we're dealing with, folks. We're dealing with the most cowardly people in the fucking world. Okay? This is who rules us. They're not men. They're savages. They're cavemen. They're scared of little girls, folks. Not even real men at all, just pathetic little man babies. Take the girl. Why are you taking her out first? You do not give a dick about this girl. Yeah, this guy really cares about this little girl. He's threatening them all. He's scared of her. Maybe talk with respect. Respect for who? For what? What have you done that I should respect you for? Because she's your fellow human being. You just respect people naturally, right? The boy in the store. You're putting a child in front of soldiers. Respect you. Yeah. Hey, you're the bad one. We're threatening to kill her, but you are evil for putting her in front of us and making us want to shoot her. What kind of grandma are you? Shut up. You shut up and get back. You shut up. You don't scare me. I don't give a dick about scaring you. Take note, I'm not scared of you. No, I'm trying. She brought a girl here. A 5-year-old girl scares you? Yep. Well done. Yep. Look out. Look at all these big, brave men walking up because this 5-year-old girl. Imagine living your life under the boot of these people. Everybody in the world would fight back, of course, except Destiny. Everybody except for Destiny. Anybody with a spine, anybody with any courage, anybody with an ounce of self-preservation would fight back. And I love to hear why, to be honest with you folks. These people have no self-reflection whatsoever. Case in point, the Israeli ambassador to Zipsi Hadvalle.
Actually, what we're seeing is targeting communities in the center of Israel. My parents live in the city that was hurt yesterday. Now, I was talking to my father and to my mother, 3 o'clock in the morning Israel time, and their whole house was shaking. And they had to go to their shelter. They're in their 70s. We're talking about children. One of the things we realized that every school, every mosque, every second house has an access to tunnel. So this is, and of course, ammunition.
But that's an argument for destroying the whole of Gaza, every single building in it.
So do you have another solution?
Yeah, what else are we going to do? We have to kill all these children, folks, okay? We got no choice. Oh, my God. They're defending themselves, y'all. No fair. No fair. You're supposed to let us kill you and murder all your children and take your shit and never fight back. Those are the rules. We're the God people. God chose us to rule everybody. Lay down and die. And that's how they think about us too, folks.
Actually, what
they hate us. And fuck, I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Why wouldn't you hate people that are so pathetic? And lack of self-awareness. Well, once again, millions of Israelis, including women, children, and the elderly, are stuck in tiny bomb shelters for hours. No one deserves to live like this. Oh my God, this is why the entire fucking world hates you.
Reality of living in Israel.
Oh my God. The fucked up part is Israel, even during wartime, is like still 5 times safer than Mississippi is. Where I live right now, you're 5 times more likely to be murdered here than you are in Israel right now, folks. They are completely fucking safe compared to here. I'm not freaking out about it. I'm not fucking whining about it, all right? But they don't know how to live if they're not the victims, folks. It is their entire personality. And did you guys know in the apartheid state of Israel, they have segregated bunkers? Yeah, and here's these fucking idiots cheering for Israel as they're subjugated. You fucking idiots, they literally hate you. Segregated bunkers in apartheid Israel, that's crazy. But yeah, hey, they're dumb as shit. What can you expect? And I love the victim complex here. The cope is fucking amazing. Listen to this shit.
Just normal people that just want to live their life. Why? Why is it happening to us? To happen to us always. Why is it always the Jewish people? We didn't do anything.
We didn't do nothing. We just small wool beans. Just sitting over here minding our own business, guys. We never hurt anybody. Yeah, we might have genocided some people and raped some people and had rape camps, and we might have imprisoned a lot of people and just kidnapped their children off the fucking street. And we might be like ethnically cleansing you and taking all your fucking land. And we also might be passing laws in America that keep you guys from speaking out and destroying your free fucking speech. But other than that, what do we do? I mean, yeah, we may have bombed lots of fucking countries all the fucking times, and then we might be carrying out terroristic plans against them and doing like car bombings and shit, and just we're bombing people all over the fucking place. But other than that, what do we do?
It wasn't us. Like, we really didn't do anything. No. We did not start, the Jewish people, Israel doesn't want to ever do a war.
You don't want to do a war.
The entire world is really against
That's
Iran.
right.
I don't think anybody wants them to have nuclear weapons. So Israel's doing the job, and then Israel gets all the damage after. Don't mess with Israel. Don't fuck with us.
Don't fuck with you.
Don't fuck with us. Israel is here to stay forever. Forever.
Yep, totally innocent. We're all trying to find out who's responsible for this. Somebody let me know if you figure it out. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but America sends Israel $3.8 billion a year. They have universal health care. You don't. They have government-subsidized college education. You don't. Any questions? Nope. Suckers and losers. That's why they don't have any respect for us, folks. Because who would? And these are the people that rule you, folks. These are the people that get free health care. on your tax dollar, free education on your tax dollar, and they hate you, and they're the most inbred, sick sacks of shit that exists on this planet right now.
To the family, don't come to my garden. They come to here. You understand me?
They come to the family. Don't.
Okay.
Don't.
So fuck off.
Okay, fuck yourself. Okay.
Fuck off from here.
Okay, it's not your business.
Not your fucking your place.
Okay.
Okay. If you're fucking a problem, you're probably
okay.
Okay. So tough.
So listen, don't.
Like literally, you could smell this guy. Look, definitely his parents were siblings. Their parents were siblings. His fucking family tree is just a goddamn branch.
Push you now.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
You touch me. Go.
Don't touch me. I touch you. I touch you.
Go away.
Okay.
So go away.
Don't touch.
Okay, go away.
Okay.
So go away.
This is not your place anymore.
It's my place here.
It's all this. What you say?
In your dream.
It's belong to Israel.
In your dream.
Okay.
In your dream. In your dream.
That's
Not
it.
Palestine. It's finished
Not
Palestine.
Palestine.
It's
No.
Bibi in the garden.
It's Bibi. We kill you all. We kill all y'all. It belongs to us.
You will see.
You will see. God's chosen people.
You're not here. You don't know.
Okay, please.
Can I please just ask you a little question?
Yes.
So, can you give me the argument for why?
These people gonna kill us all, folks. They gonna kill us all. Know who your fucking enemy is. And all right, that's it, folks. That is my Free Palestine section. And now we're at halftime. An hour and 20 minutes, making good time here. Fuck yeah! And now, please forgive me for this quick commercial. You know who Dusty Smith is? This dickbag. Shut up, Dusty. The fuck? Nobody cares. Nice hair, though. And if you click on the more button on the description, it pops down. So like I told you guys earlier, my job is a digital busker. You know those guys out on the street corner sucking dick? No, that's not it. The guys who are like playing instruments and doing like, I knew a guy in Denver. He used to do this escape artist thing. He used to wear a straight jacket, and then he would like get crowds around. He would break out of the straight jacket. People would throw him dollars and stuff. You know, people sing. And some people do like living statues and shit. Well, what I do is called digital busking. I do a free show here on the internet, and I just use my talents to try to entertain you people and spread information the best way I can. And I don't use any advertising, basically. I don't let commercials run on the show. I don't sell anything. I don't count anybody money. I'm 100% user supported. So the only way I make money is if you guys chip in and help out the show and keep the show alive. So if you enjoy what I've done tonight, could you please consider chipping into the show? A great way to do it is through my Patreon. The first link in the description of the video goes to my Patreon. And if you become a member, chip in a couple bucks a month, you get access to all the after parties, which is a show after the show. And it starts here. It goes out of here tonight. So we got a big after party tonight. We're going to check out the Good Liars. They put out a 12-minute video we're going to watch some of them going to the parade. It's pretty funny. So check it out tonight. And please help me if you can. I would appreciate it. Thank you in advance. And all right, we got a couple donations through PayPal, which is a great way to do it. If you want to send direct tips, if you don't want to do it like monthly through Patreon, PayPal is a good way to do it. First off, we got a nice one from Jamie Nelson. One of these guys told me not to give them a shout out. I'm sorry. I'm bad at following instructions. So shout out to Jamie Nelson who sent me $100. That is very generous, Jamie Nelson. And you fucking rock. And then I got a big one. I'm pretty sure this guy told me specifically not to give him a shout out. Gerrymandering, who is the best motherfucker to ever goddamn live. Handsome. I heard he's hung like a fucking horse. Damn, that thing will wreck you. Jeremy, fucking amazing. Everybody should give all the love to Jeremy, who specifically told me not to shout him out. So thank you, Jeremy. He sent me 500 big smackaroos. So holy shit, that helped pay for actually all of my vet bill for Penguin. So thank you, you sexy hero, Jeremy. And if you guys want to send PayPal, please check the description of the video for that link. Thank you in advance. And all right, let's read the super chats to see how we did tonight. I bet BBC was first or Becca. It's got to be one of the two. BBC, oh yeah, BBC, God amongst men. Still waiting for those weapons nukes that BB's been crying a wolf about. Yeah, I already all over that. How long has it been crying about since 1982? Yep, pretty much spot on. They have been edging for 33 years now. Busted already for a non-existo sake, man. Yeah, we're showing our age, right? We still remember they've been selling this same bullshit for fucking ever. Not gonna fall for it. Rebecca, hell yeah, love me some Rebecca. $40, amazing. Great thumbnail as usual. Yeah, I actually saw a version of this thumbnail on the internet, and then I took it and made it way, way better. I redesigned the whole thing. Sometimes I get inspiration from other places, but I take it, I use my skills to improve upon it, and holy shit, mine is way fucking better than the original. Hell yeah, Dusty. Pat on the back. And It will be interesting to see if this contributes to further breaking down of MAGA. Looking forward to the rerun. I hope so. I hope they will shatter and break apart, but I fear they're too far gone and nothing Trump does will matter to them in the long run. They are the people of nothing. Their words mean nothing, so we'll see. One ticker of WSC Time. Fuck yeah. Thank you, WSC Time. Appreciate you. Good evening, Dusty. Try to stay positive. Hey, I'm very positive. That'll make sense later on. Kevin Milligan, $25. Sow your seed. Oh, I do all the time, baby. I've sowed my seed 3 or 4 times. That's why you guys can't see me below the waist. Send Dusty your money. Fuck yeah, Kevin. You fucking rock. Everybody listen to Kevin Milligan. There's a very wise man. Not Riel owns Pornhub. Do they? No wonder I had to use a VPN to get on there. CJ Whirlman has the receipts. All right. Well, finally, Israel doing something good for a change. The powdered Dusty. Hey, that's my shtick. Salute from one Dusty to another. Hey, you powdered yourself nicely. I'm always fucking perfectly powdered, but I have like hairspray in, so I cut my hair a little bit. We're trying to make the comb over less obvious. Nailing it, to be honest with you. Nailing it. You guys almost didn't even notice the comb over. Oh, all right. Fuck yeah. And, thank you, Powder Dusty and Jessica Little. Or Jessica Liss? I don't know. $23. Fuck yeah. Love you, Jessica. Good to see you tonight. Great amount of money. That was what, Michael Jordan's number, I think? Hell yeah. Swaggering Cat, fuck yeah. Hey, Swaggering, you donated on a previous show, and then I didn't read yours, but I did actually read it. If you go back and watch that show, I got it at the very end. I didn't see it at first because YouTube sucks shit, but I did get it. I didn't forget you, brother. I hope you saw it. But back again strong tonight. This shit pisses the Farrells off. They send their regards. As always, big love to you, Swaggering, and scritches to the Farrell. Thank you, you fucking hero. Isaac, $20. What a show so far, Dusty. I do what I do. Fuck yeah. Here is some money to help you and your animal sanctuary out. You're one of the good ones, Isaac. I really appreciate you. Thank you for supporting it. Venture Fan, $20. We never learned anything. Where is our asteroid? Never gonna goddamn hit. We're gonna have to wait until the sun explodes or some shit. Hopefully, sooner rather than later. Thank you, Venture Van. BBC 10 tickets. Fuck yeah, that's the way to do it. BBC, the hero of the show, just gave 10 people free tickets to the after party. That's like $30. It's $3 a ticket. And if you got one, you give him your love. Check the community section of YouTube. It has the links to tonight's after party and all the after parties. If you want one, you didn't get one for free, you can buy one for $2.99. And if you want one for free, you got to show up live because they're giving away random here every fucking week. These heroes on the show, just give them tons away. We have the most generous audience. Plus, you want to show up live because you get to chat with the best audience on fucking YouTube. It's fucking hard times we're going through. It could be depressing. You don't have to go through this alone. You have very funny, empathetic, nice people to hang out with, make friends with. Where the fuck you at? If you're watching this on repeat, where the fuck you at? Some of you have to work. Some of you are overseas. No excuse. And great show. Religious BS song was awesome. Yep. I like it. I think I did a pretty good job on that, to be honest with you. I'm pretty psyched about it. You guys should go give it a listen if you haven't already. Hey, Dusty, who's the worst, Bush or Trump? I don't know, man. I mean, Bush did spend $5 trillion and kill a million innocent people. And then Trump added $8 trillion to the deficit and then mishandled COVID and killed 1 million extra people. So toss up. I don't know. Don't make me pick. Tucker supports Russia. Russia supports Iran. Yep. And not hard to connect those dots. But hey, I'd rather somebody do a good thing for a bad reason than a bad thing for a bad reason, right? Hugs to all. Hugs to you, Carolyn McMichael. Good to see you tonight. You rock. $20 on Joop. I'm making tacos and not. Hell yeah. Is it chicken? I grabbed Carolina Reaper cheese. Wish me and my sunspot all the best. You're going to be making a run for the bathroom. But enjoy it while it lasts. Yeah, thank you, Joop. 5 more tickets from Mr. Anderson. And as always, hello, Mr. Anderson. If you got one, you give Mr. Anderson your love. Fuck yeah, dude. Piss bucket. No Browns in the Chuds with Nukes Club. I feel sorry for all the Browns. Definitely a war on the Browns. Parker, what's up, Parker? I'm part of the Trans Latina Coalition, and we are raising funds for services, non-cis people. If you want to support, I can link the website, but I can share it later. All right, go ahead and link it if you can. That'd be fine, Parker. I appreciate you, and keep up the good work. And thank you for supporting the show. Hero, as always. Delicious smoky stew. Keep being a hero, Dusty and buddies. You guys are the heroes. The show writes itself. I'm just showing up. But happy to hang out with you as always, Smokey. Wings of Shoe. $5. The Iran professor is actually based as fuck. He survived 2 chemical attacks USA supplied Iraq and continues to be on the right side of history, which means he's going to be killed any second now. Unfortunately, we know how this goes. Synth Mage, $10. Israel attacked Iran first. You know shit. Does Iran have the right to defend itself? Nope. Only Israel, not even the United States, nobody except for Israel. Also, love you, dude. Love you back. Don't worry, I'm still teaching the kids as the director of the largest planetarium in Texas. Hell yeah, the only good person of all of Texas. Love you. ABG, greetings, Dusty. These double standards piece of shit are awful. Keep up the super work you do. Hey, keep supporting it. I'll do it forever on account of never dying. Thank you, Amy G. Big dick, whip it out. Fuck Israel. Hell yeah. Fuck with that big old dick. Can't wait to watch it. And darn it. $5. Thank you, Dusty. Had a very stressful day. Hey, we'll just choke one out. Watch the show. If you have to think about me, I'd be honored, darn it. And that is my super chats for now. If you guys want to get super chats in, still plenty of time. We got plenty of show left. We're going to do some Chudwatch coming up. We don't have any. I can't believe it. We don't have any Beyond Parody tonight. So we're going to finish you guys off with some heroes, but we got a couple good ones. So anyway, plenty of time to get your super chats in if you want to. Got to read all the rest of the end of the show. But for now, it's time for the new Chudwatch theme song. Let's do it, Steve Perry. It's here somewhere.
Chudwatch, talking about Chudwatch. We talk about Chud's side and make fun of them.
Woo! And first off, we gonna talk about the parade. Not that one. Let's see. Is it this one? There it is. Trump's sad little parade. So the scuttlebutt is he was all pissed off at Pete Keg's breath. He wanted a menacing military where everybody was scowling and they were holding weapons and marching like the robots of North Korea. He wanted the people to be terrorized and shitting their britches, and instead we had a happy military. It looked like they were having fucking fun and half-assing it. And he was mad and shit at Keg's breath. Apparently he's thinking about getting rid of Tulsi Gabbard and Keg's breath. Well, we'll see. That's what you get with putting people who are not experienced at all, who shouldn't be there. And then, folks, I don't know if you guys have seen this one. Apparently, North Korea put out a video making fun of Trump. And haters are going to say this is fake, but no way, baby. This has to be 100% real because I want to believe it is.
The capitalist peaks of America held a gaudy and vainglorious display of their dwindling military might this past weekend. The U.S. have not won a war since the USSR defeated Germany in 1945, and the U.S. celebrated this fact by shining all their best tanks and guns. The inferior leader, pictured here looking old, confused and tired, sat next to an expensive prostitute and a drunk television host for the duration of the parade.
Television host.
In total, $40 million was spent on the parade by the debt-ridden failed state, shamefully done so at a time of increasing poverty in the country. Many have noted how pudgy and overweight the Trump looks at a time when Americans struggle for food. Unable to tolerate political dissent, the inferior leader's supporters shot dead an opposition politician in one city, while in other locations, a protester was shot and a follower of the cult leader attempted to drive his car into the crowd. The propaganda exercise was swallowed whole by the dull of mind and incurious of spirit. The helpless sheep believe themselves to be the envy of the world, but the world laughs in their faces.
Base this shit! Hey, North Korea, been watching my show. That's definitely a real video. And speaking of totally real videos, folks, apparently Trump put this video out about his feelings concerning the parade, and I'm just saying he doesn't seem very happy about how it all went down. Let's listen to his words straight out of the horse's mouth.
What is wrong with this country? I try to throw the biggest, most beautiful birthday bash in the history of birthdays. Golden goddamn balloons, stakes thicker than Chris Christie's ankles. And none of you motherfuckers want to show up. Where the fuck was Kid Rock? I made you, you hillbilly bastard. Kanye, you wore a MAGA hat and now you ghost me. Fuck you, nigga. Ivanka didn't even repost my birthday flyer, and that's my own fucking daughter. And don't get me started on Melania. Bitch ain't said happy birthday since 2019. Joe Biden probably would drool on a cupcake, and the media would call it heroic. Meanwhile, I get silenced. Taylor Swift? Oh, you can throw gay little glitter parties, but can't RSVP to Trump's birthday? You fake, snake-ass pop princess? And you, the American people, you freeloading, TikTok, scrolling, flag-waving hypocrites. I gave you 4 years of greatness and you repay me with a big fat fuck you? I hope your July 4th gets rained out, every last one of you. No fireworks, no burgers, just soggy ass buns and depression. You don't deserve Trump. The whole country's going to shit. Ungrateful fucking peasant.
Ungrateful, he said there, folks. And hey, I agree with Trump. I can't believe how ungrateful we are of everything he's done for us. Haters is going to say it's AI, but no, real as shit. And now let's check in with the economy and see how that's going. Insurers notify states tariffs are hiking our premiums. Health insurers are starting to notify states that tariffs will drive up the premiums they plan to charge individuals and small group market enrollees next year. The Trump administration trade policy is adding another layer of uncertainty for health costs as Congress considers Medicaid cuts and is expected to sunset enhanced subsidies for the Affordable Care Act. So yeah, hey, isn't that we all ordered higher medical prices? Because it definitely wasn't higher fucking before. It wasn't high enough for us. Occasionally, we could afford not to die. Not anymore, baby. We all going out. And then U.S. retail sales manufacturing output to soften economy. Retail sales fell 0.9% in May, second straight monthly drop. Core retail sales dropped 4.4%. April data revised. Manufacturer production edges 0.1%. So all bad. Everything's going to hell. We're entering a recession. No shocker there. And then, this is why, folks, the most feckless person, the dumbest person we could possibly elect, we elected him. Here he is talking about the big, beautiful deal he made with the UK. And apparently, the guy that's ruling us still thinks the UK is in the EU, even though they had the whole Brexit thing, and he was supportive of Brexit. He helped campaign for Brexit. They did the Brexit. Everybody knows about Brexit. Everybody except for Trump can't seem to remember.
The UK, and we just signed a document. This is sorry about that.
We just signed a document. He can't even keep from dropping the fucking documents. Good God.
A document. This is sorry about that. This is it. A very important document. Little windy out here. Give me that. We just signed it, and it's done. And so we have our trade agreement with the European Union. And it's a fair deal for both.
No, it's not the European Union. It's the UK. That guy's next to him, and he's like, oh, my God, this motherfucker. I'm not the European Union. What are you talking about? But it doesn't matter. Nothing matters anymore. And speaking of doesn't matter, apparently Trump's big, beautiful bill going to add $3.4 trillion to the debt. They've revised it. It's gone up. House Republicans' sprawling package to cut taxes and slash federal safety net programs would add about $3.4 trillion to the debt. And good. Hey, look, it's going on the credit card of your grandchildren. They'll be responsible for it. We're all going to be dead, and nobody gives a shit about them, okay? We don't care about anything in this country. We want to spend 90% of our GDP paying off the interest on these fucking debts, okay? Hey, Trump needed a $45 million birthday party, okay? Hey, we have to spend trillions. That's the crazy part. This $3.4 trillion doesn't even include the trillions we're going to spend on this fucking war. So, as always, it's good, folks. It's good. Hey, they need their tax cuts, okay? Yes, it's going to bankrupt the country. Yes, it's going to be a great hardship, not just for us, but for the future generations, all right? But Elon Musk, great-grandchildren need to make sure they have enough money to rule your great-grandchildren for all fucking time. So that's what's happening here now, selling us out in every way. And half the country is for it, so good. Let's check in with the Dow Jones to see how it's doing. Dog shit, down again today, folks. It was down yesterday. Check the year to date. We're still in the negative, down 220 points. Once again, the stock market is not even a good judge. Not even a good metric for how good the economy is doing. It's just a good metric on how good the rich people are doing. Even they don't think they're doing that well. So you know shit's fucked when rich people don't feel like they're doing well. But yeah, zero growth. In fact, negative growth for the first 6 months of the country, which, yeah, if you're playing at home, is bad. But it's part of the deal, baby. And then Trump was at the G7 summit. And, of course, the first thing he did was start shilling for Russia, because why wouldn't he do that? And he is the leader of the country, supposedly the leader of the free world, has no idea anything about world politics. Case in point.
Together very well. I look forward to that. The G7 used to be the G8.
It did not.
Barack Obama and a person named Trudeau didn't want to have Russia in.
Russia literally attacked Crimea and were suspended, and then Russia left itself. But it was not the G8. It was actually the G6 when they were in there.
And I would say that was a mistake, because I think you wouldn't have a war right now if you had...
Literally, the entire reason they're not in there is because they did the war.
Because I think you wouldn't have a war right now if you had Russia in. And you wouldn't have a war right now if Trump were president 4 years ago. But
it's just all so fucking stupid. This guy is 100% a Russian stooge. How can anybody deny it at this point? And then it was revealed that apparently, and who could have seen this coming, that Donald Trump and his beautiful blushing bride, Melania, are not even really married. It's a sham marriage. Who could have seen this coming? Who could have been reporting on this for fucking ever? Who could have had eyeballs to see this for themselves every time they're fucking together? She can't stand him. But anyway, secret divorce revealed. Experts rocks president by branding their marriage a sham as First Lady fucking hates his guts. Yeah, no duh. We've seen how she looks at him. We see how she doesn't want to hold his hand or be in the same car with him. Who the fuck would love Donald Trump? Can you imagine what he smells like? Can you imagine the arrogance of being in his presence? But she got a cushy deal. She's got this contract where she's contractually obligated to appear with him every so often in public and makes millions of dollars. So she's basically an escort. And then hilariously, folks, well, that's in the wrong place. Let's skip over here. Did you guys hear about the Trump's latest grift? Trump phones! Trump phones for all of America, folks. Trump phones. Here it is. Boom! A new way to wireless is here. Join Trump Mobile today and get more from your wireless service. Yay! Trump phones! And man, like I've said it before, I'm almost impressed with how hard and often he's willing to grift. I don't really understand it. Like, honestly, Donald Trump has made $5 billion just this year alone, all right? Just if he does nothing else, he's going to leave the White House. If he leaves the White House the next couple years, he's going to have, I don't know, $20 billion at least. He's going to have more money than he could ever spend in his lifetime. And this grift, maybe he'll make $2 or $3 million. But to Trump at this point, $2 or $3 million is not even enough to even notice. He won't even know he's made that money. So why are they doing this? Why do they continuously grift to make more money when it makes no difference in their life? And the only thing I can come up with is because they're just mentally ill, because they can't stop themselves. That's all they can do is sit around all day and think about how to make more money and more grift. So if you wonder how this grift works, I've actually covered this grift before when it was called Patriot Mobile. So Ted Cruz, his dad, used to run this company called Patriot Mobile. And how it works is, so they resell Verizon network. So if you go to them and you sign up with them, you can get unlimited talk, text, everything for like $25 a month. Or you can sign up through Patriot Mobile and pay $60 a month, and they basically go pay that $35 a month to whatever it is, Virgin Mobile, T-Mobile, whatever it is, and then they just pocket the extra money that you're giving them for nothing. You're literally paying them extra money every month for nothing. It's a scam. Same exact scam. I guess it was working so good for Fled Cruz's father that they decided to pick up this scam for themselves. So get your trumpet phone. And yeah, folks, guess where they're made? Guess. Obviously, we already know they're made in fucking China, even though Donald Trump shit all over iPhone, demanded they make their iPhones in fucking America. You can't make these products in fucking America, especially not for this price. It just can't be done because we don't have the infrastructure here. We all know that. But don't worry, folks. Eventually, it's going to be made in America. Not now, but eventually. You can trust them.
We're doing the same thing with Trump Mobile right now. I'm incredibly excited. You can build these phones in the United States. Our customer service is in the United States. It's in St. Louis, Missouri. We can add more functionality. We can do it cheaper. We can do it better. And eventually, all the phones can be built in the United States of America. We have to bring...
Eventually! It'll happen eventually. Trust us. Hey, for now, we don't want to make these phones in China, but we have no choice. But eventually, 2 weeks. And then hilariously, folks, they put out the coverage map for their new Trump phones, and it's just the T-Mobile coverage because they're just reselling T-Mobile. But Gulf of Mexico, oh my God, they call it the Gulf of Mexico. Even they can't get their shit together, folks. Ha ha! You guys need to sue yourself. And shocker, Trump's new all-American smartphone is made in China. We already knew that, folks. Nobody is surprised by that. Everything Trump makes is made in China because that's the only way you can do it and make as much money as you possibly can. Everything he says is a lie. Everything he says is bullshit, and no conservative actually cares about this anyway. And Trump just disclosed earnings of $57.4 million from World Liberty Financial. This is just like one outlet he's making money from. Just an extra on top of the other billions he's made. Just an extra $57.4 million for our president. So, yep. As much corruption as there's ever been in the White House, just naked in our face all the fucking time, looting our country, bleeding us fucking dry. But don't worry, folks. He's taking a small amount of that money and he's giving it back to the American people. All right? You think this man is just in it for the fucking money? No. He's reaching in his pockets, his hard-earned money. And he's giving us things that we really need, things that are going to make America great again, like flagpoles. Yep, Donald Trump says, "It is my great honor to announce that I will be putting up 2 beautiful flagpoles on both sides of the White House, north and south lawns. It's a gift from me, something which is always missing from this magnificent place." That's right, it's a gift for all of us. I'm so thoughtful, y'all. Don't you love me giving back to you? Yes, I'm making $100 billion by selling out our country, but I put up these 2 gaudy flagpoles for a couple $1,000, so you're welcome, America. And folks, you're not prepared for how terrible this looks, for how gaudy it looks. Here's the White House now, folks. Look at this gaudy used car shit. Holy crap. A jewel-encrusted demon cock. That's what the White House is now, folks. Everything must go sell at Crazy Donnie's used car lot. And I don't know about you, but that flag, a little too small. You guys could afford the big one? All right, whatever. I guess this will have to do for now, but get your shit together, Trump. Yay, America! I'm so proud. God bless. We're going to spend $5 trillion killing a bunch of brown folks and American soldiers too, but at least we got some gaudy-ass flagpoles. And then did you guys hear about his pardons have apparently cost people $1.3 billion because all the criminals he's pardoned no longer have to pay back their victims, and Donald Trump doesn't give a shit about them. So a new internal memo to House Judiciary Committee Democrat zeroes in on the new attack line. President Donald Trump, nearly 1,600 pardons are expensive, according to the document. Trump's pardons are costing crime victims and taxpayers potentially $1.3 billion. But hey, always money for criminals, always money for war and death. Just no money for me and you, baby, because we don't deserve it. Meanwhile, in the Trump government, the Pentagon swears in tech moguls as Army colonels, so these guys have no military experience whatsoever. Zero. But they just made these 4 dudes colonels in the military, in the Army. Imagine if you worked your ass in the military. You took all kinds of shit from your superiors. You followed the rules. You did your job well, and you slowly, year after year, worked yourself up through the ranks with your hard work and your meritocracy. And they just give these 4 motherfuckers who have never spent a day in the goddamn military the rank of colonel. That's how meaningless it all is, folks. That's how little they actually respect what you fucking do. That's meritocracy, baby. So why are they doing this? They're putting tech moguls in positions of high power in the military. So when they start tracking and tracing all of us through their government databases, that the military will have access to all this data too. For what purpose? You use your imagination to figure that out for your fucking self. All good though, folks. Nothing to worry about here. It's all good. And breaking, apparently in Virginia, they've just passed a law that doctors are now allowed not to serve you if you're a Democrat or you're married. Yeah, extremely disturbing and unethical new rules allow VA doctors to refuse to treat Democrats and unmarried veterans. So, hey, good. They don't care anything about you veterans. They never do. They never did. They think of you as suckers and losers. And if you die for them, you are a sucker and loser, okay? Prove them right. Go ahead. And then we're covering Chudwatch. Let's check in with the new assassination news. You remember this guy who went and assassinated 2 Democratic representatives in Minnesota? Well, apparently he was captured while I was doing my show last time.
It was right here in this field where law enforcement arrested this suspect, who was the focus of what law enforcement say was one of the longest manhunts in Minnesota history. I talked to a woman who had stopped at her friend's house to pick up a book when she looked in the field and told me she saw the suspect and helped get law enforcement.
Crazy. He was like a mile away from his house. Dude didn't have a good plan. He was just like hiding out in the fucking field, got captured immediately. And then it was reported he attended a far-right Bible college. There's a shocker. Among the details about the suspect beginning to emerge is that he reportedly attended a Bible college that is a stronghold of the new American, the new apostolic Reformation, the charismatic movement that teaches that Christians are called to take over the U.S. government. Founded in 1970, Christ for the Nations Institute, located in Dallas, Texas, boasts having graduated more than 40,000 students from over 170 nations. So it's a terrorist organization that trains terrorists in order to do terrorism against our government. Weird, they're not being labeled a terrorist organization, but hey, I guess at least he didn't harm any Teslas, so that's good. That's where our priorities are. And then, folks, you want to know how he really did this? Unsurprisingly, he did it for Israel. MAGA assassin accused of turning against, he accused the U.S. of turning against Israel. Accused Minnesota assassin Vance Bolter expressed fears the U.S. was turning against Israel years before he allegedly carried out a sickening political assassination. A former work acquaintance claimed, I mean, how could we do more for Israel than we already are fucking doing? Literally, they just want us to give $1 trillion a year to Israel, and I guess just let them annex America or whatever. There's nothing we can do for Israel that will never be enough for these psychopaths and these terrorists. But it's not stopping the right from claiming he was actually a Democrat, even though we know he wasn't. We know he was a Trump supporter. We know he was a far-right, conservative, anti-trans terrorist. We know he voted for Republicans. We have all the fucking records. It doesn't matter, folks. Because what they do is they cause stochastic terrorism. They brainwash these people. They freak them out. They lie to them. They misinform them until they go out and they commit these terroristic acts, and then they take no responsibility. They'll kill you, and they'll blame you for your own death. Case in point, here is Russian stooge, $100,000 per video paid by the Russians, funded by billionaires, telling his audience the guy was a false op.
Today is Monday, June 16th, 2025. Minnesota suspected assassin Vance Bolter was captured alive after intense manhunt. There's so many mysteries about this dark event in Minnesota.
Not really.
And there is a lot of disinformation out there. We're going to go through the facts on the program.
From who?
What the hell's happening here? Is it a massive false flag?
No, it's not.
Nothing seems to make sense.
It makes perfect sense.
There seems to be a massive constellation of disinformation and everyone pointing fingers at each other. So we're going to go through the cold, hard facts.
Weird.
I'm going to show you the evidence on screen, and we'll, I guess, let you decide.
You decide.
We can only assume.
Can only assume. Ask that you and me.
We're not getting the full picture. I'm sorry, but these are the same agencies
I agree with the mayor. If you're watching him, you're definitely not getting the full picture.
The Whitmer Fednapping, that brought you January 6th. That brought you the Epstein cases. That brought you Ghislaine Maxwell. These are the same people. These are the same people.
So his point is that the Trump administration is trying to frame Trump supporters for this, y'all. That's literally what he's saying here. Please make it make sense.
So we're going to show you all of the available evidence, and we're going to talk through what's actually happening here. It's very, very strange and very dark.
This guy gets tens of thousands of viewers per episode somehow. This is how trash this fucking planet is, y'all. No meritocracy whatsoever, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm gonna cry. And then they lie. That's how they do, folks. They know they're lying. They don't give a shit because it's total information control. They lie, and then 100 million people see the lie and 10,000 people see the correction. So people believe the lies because that's all they fucking see. Democrats saying that Vance Bolter is a Republican. Look, folks, this is proof. Here he is. And then here's a picture of him with a Democrat. I think, therefore, I'm a Democrat. Resist. Look. This is obviously him. He's obviously a Democrat. Of course, this is not him. They're just lying. That's Lily Schechter and her husband in front of Houston City Hall. These two married people have no relation to this guy whatsoever, but it doesn't fucking matter. 41,000 likes, no corrections, doesn't remove it. Even though it has reader context telling them it's lying, it doesn't fucking matter. So that's how it works, folks. That's how the game is played. This is how they con you into giving up all your fucking rights and supporting trillion-dollar wars for people that hate you. And Mark Ruffalo makes a good point. Mark says, Luigi Mangione is labeled a terrorist for killing one white man. Yet the white man who shot two elected officials while impersonating law enforcement isn't labeled as such. Yeah, I couldn't help but notice they didn't have a big, huge perp walk like they have for Luigi. I couldn't help but notice The White House spoke out against Teslas being burned more than they spoke out against 2 Minnesota Democrats being assassinated. Because, of course, they did. Trucks over people. And then more good news. Apparently, Chuck Lindell must pay $2.3 million for one of the Dominion workers he defamed. They're never getting a dime from this guy, but it's always good to see this goof lose. Meanwhile, Texas County Judge Tim O'Hare defends the incredibly illegal and immoral gerrymandering. So here's what they did in Texas. Basically, they wanted to make black people's votes not count anymore. So they took this huge block of where black people lived, and then they really strangely divided up the different sectors into the different counties, into where they each county, which is mostly white, basically absorb a little bit of the black area. So they basically dilute the black votes, and the black votes don't count anymore. And basically they ask him why he's doing it, and he admits to doing it. And he says, hey, if you black folks will start voting for Republicans, then we'll stop doing this.
Segregation, it's intentional discrimination, it's racism.
The policies of Democrats continue to fail black people over and over and over, but many of them keep voting them in. It's time for people of all races to understand the Democrats are a lost party. They are a radical party. It's time for them to get on board with us, and we'll welcome them with open arms.
Yeah, just get on board with us. And then it doesn't matter if we gerrymandered you, okay? Otherwise, fuck you. Your vote doesn't count, and you guys should behave as though your vote doesn't count, because democracy is goddamn dead. And then, folks, do you know who the most violent group in the country is right now? You might think it's conservatives because they just assassinated 2 people. You might think it's, Zionists on account of all the genocide they're fucking doing. You might think it's also right-wingers because 2 of them tried to kill Donald Trump, and the vast majority of violence in this country is done by right-wingers. Well, you would be goddamn wrong, folks. You know who is the most violent people on the fucking planet? Trans people.
Like the the radical transgender movement is per capita the most violent, domestic terror threat, if not in America, probably the entire world per capita. Because you have all these shooters and murderers or attempted murderers.
Every one of them trans.
In such a tiny population.
I mean, yeah, they're almost entirely straight white males, but don't let that get in the way of this talking point.
Of a country, and yet they can't. They're beyond reproach, Benny.
Beyond reproach.
If this was any other group, you see it.
Any other group, people will be speaking out against it. The only reason people never say a word about trans people, you never even hear about trans people, right? Because they're protected and special. Good God. But they know how to win, folks. Just say trans over and over again, and it breaks people's brains. And now let's check in with the deportations done by the new secret police in this third world country we find ourselves in. I told you in the last show, Donald Trump came out and said he wanted to go easier on the farmers and the leisure industries who hire a bunch of illegal aliens because they're being devastated because all their workers picking the fruit and the vegetables are getting rounded up. And we can't do that to our farmers, so we have to think and look out for them. And I guess fuck all the other industries that also need undocumented workers. Doesn't matter. We have to be nicer to our farmers. So he ordered ICE to back off the farmers. That lasted 1 day. And then Pee Wee German, Stephen Miller, talked him into not doing that, talked him into continuously going after the farmer workers. Trump officials reversed guidance exempting farms, hotels from immigration raids. ICE agents have been told to continue conducting enforcement operations at agricultural businesses despite concerns about negative effects on the food industry. So, yeah, he was trying to save face briefly, but no reason to ever listen to anything he says because he will say the opposite tomorrow. And then he put out this memo that basically says they're going to start attacking blue states. They're going to send ICE, send the National Guard, send the military into blue states, which is illegal as shit. Basically, he's trying to punish blue states for being Democrat. Our nation's ICE officers have shown incredible strength, determination, blah, blah, blah. The whole thing basically is, in order to achieve this, we must expand efforts to detain and deport illegal aliens in America's largest cities, such as Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York, where millions upon millions of illegal aliens reside. And it's exactly as Gavin Newsom says here, folks. His plan is clear. Incite violence and chaos in blue states. Have an excuse to militarize our cities. Demonize his opponents. Keep breaking the law and consolidate power It's illegal, and we will not let it stand. That's the entire point, folks. He wants to cause an insurrection so that then he can sign the Insurrection Act. He can suspend the midterm elections. This is 100% what they're doing, folks. He's also obviously trying to hope that some of these blue states secede so Republicans can more easily win Congress and the White House. Then they asked him, hey, why are you targeting Democratic cities? And he doubles down on it.
On immigration, why are you ordering ICE to target Democratic inner cities? What's behind that?
I don't know what you're saying.
You did a post last night where you said you want ICE to really target Democratic.
Yeah, I want them to focus on the cities, because the cities are where you really have what's called sanctuary cities, and that's where the people are.
Yeah, go out to the blue cities, punish them, folks. Illegal as hell, but that's lawfare for you. And then to this end, folks, he ordered another 2,000 troops deployed to L.A. so they can militarize our cities, folks, because he knows in Los Angeles, he knows in California, that's the main places people are going to rise up, protest, fight back, which is what he wants. He wants to start discord. President Donald Trump administration is ordering an additional 2,000 members of the California Army National Guard to the Los Angeles area under federal command, the Pentagon announced. Great expenditure of our tax dollars, always money for that. And then again, they're threatening to arrest Gavin Newsom. Here is Coke Jr. on Russian stooge Benny Johnson.
Soon to be Tom Homan arrest of Gavin Newsom. Okay, we're crossing our fingers here. We're waiting to go live for that one.
Hey Benny, no one is above the law. I've heard that one for no one's above the law unless you're a leftist, right? Like that's basically the plan. No one's
It's literally the opposite of that. Everybody he's part has been right wingers. The right wingers now can literally do any fucking thing, get away with it, right? Just so stupid, but it's always projection, always lies for them. And of course, Gavin Newsom, who I don't like, doing a great job trolling them. Promo code ARREST for 15% off your Trump phone. I mean, he's got a brilliant online team. I got to give him that. This is better fighting back online than any politicians I've seen. It's a masterclass from Gavin Newsom, who's a great fucking speaker. It's so horrible that he's such an evil sack of shit. And that, folks, New York mayoral candidate Brad Lander detention just now inside 26 Federal Plaza. So this is a guy running for the mayor of New York who basically occasionally he goes to these court cases that these undocumented workers have. They're not all undocumented. They're just immigrants. Some of them are here illegally. And so after their cases are over, he walks into their car to make sure if ICE busts them or something, they have some kind of representative there that can stand up and ask ICE questions and, just try to protect them the best they can. Well, now in America, that's illegal. You're not allowed to speak back to the God man. You're not allowed to advise people of their rights anymore because they'll arrest you for it. And, they arrested him for it.
Thank you. Can you all move down? Move down because they're getting to work here.
Let's skip up. There he is, dragging him out of there to arrest him.
You don't have authority to arrest U.S. citizens. You don't.
They don't need no sticking badges.
U.S. citizens.
They don't have any authority to do anything, but they have all the authority now because they're the secret police now. They have no rules. There's no laws that affect them anymore because nobody's enforcing them. They can violate your rights. They can arrest you. They can disappear you. They can do anything to you. The new Nazis, the new secret police, people understand who your enemies are.
You don't have. I'm not obstructing. I'm standing right here in the hallway. I have to see the judicial warrant by asking.
One thing I've noticed too is how many ICE agents are non-white. Like the vast majority of my see are non-white. Just these race traitors.
For a judicial warrant, you don't have the authority.
So doesn't matter if they have the authority or not. They just do it anyway. And here they are, the new America, folks. And yes, we need to abolish ICE. Yesterday, the new Ku Klux Klan, the new Nazi secret police, the new enemies of the fucking state. And yes, they are your enemies. Fuck ICE. Resist, resist, resist. And tourism taking the biggest hit of all, folks. ICE thugs said they were coming to the FIFA CWC games. This is the turnout in Atlanta. Because so many, not just undocumented workers, but soccer fans who are documented don't want to get fucked with because it doesn't matter if you're a citizen or not. They can disappear you in a fucking heartbeat. Who wants to take the chance? So empty. And they're planning to have the World Cup here too. Good luck with that, dipshits. And in the new American Gestapo, folks, I told you guys about this before. So the reason you're seeing all these violations of civil rights, you're seeing all these jackbooted thugs, all these mercenaries do whatever they take to round up the Browns, it's because they put bounties on all these brown people's heads. There's literally quotas now. They make money for every single brown person they round up in the good old US of A now.
I'll make it as quick as possible. My name is Martin Alvarado. I'm a bounty hunter by trade. I've been introduced by my agency. I'm from Seattle. Tacoma called me and told me that as the waves go through, this is the first wave. The second and third is when they're going to hire us. ICE is going to hire us bounty hunters, and they're going to be giving $1,500 to $1,000 per legal. How are you going to stop us from coming through? Because we don't have to worry about warrants. We don't really have to follow too many of the laws.
They don't anyway.
And if we're going to be deputized by ICE, we can pretty much do anything we want.
They're already doing that.
They're already going over there and creating the squads as we speak now. That's why they called me.
Yep, crazy time, folks. And ICE is already $1 billion over budget for this year, folks. That's $1,000 million just extra. Not even including all the regular money they have. Because there's plenty of money to round up the Browns in this country, folks. Not money for cancer research or for your kids or for homeless vets, none of that. But plenty of money for evil. Endless for evil in this country. That's why it has to collapse, folks. ICE Barbie spending the money hand over goddamn fist. They're giving huge bonuses to all the new Nazis. And you want to see what that money's paying for? Here's the new America, folks. It's a war zone. We now live in Fallujah. This is Portland. Hasn't even been 6 months yet. It's a goddamn horror movie. Border Patrol agents at ICE in Portland pull a protester t-shirt, and the other protesters de-arrest him. That's what I want to see, some hero shit. Fight back, resist. Another example, this guy at Walmart was trying to protect somebody they were trying to round up, so they arrest him because being a U.S. citizen ain't going to save you.
Put it in the car. Put it in the car. Hey, these are legal citizens, you fucking pieces of shit. Fuck you. Put it in the car.
Don't give a shit. You don't have the right to fight back.
What the fuck is wrong with you guys? Look,
Masked gunmen without any warrants,
hey, I got the shot over here.
illegally, can beat you up, can disappear you, can kill you if you resist.
On him, dude, and you're...
Because we are the new Nazi regime, folks. All happening. It's not a slippery slope. We're already there. And this is why they're doing it, folks. They're not even trying to hide it.
White nation! White nation! Now we start the deportation! Now we start the deportation! White nation! White nation! Closed borders! Closed borders! Now we start the deportation! Now we start the deportation! You're right, gentlemen.
So even those that pretend like this is not what it's all about, they're a part of this. You can try to hide it, try to deny it, try to lie about it all you want to, but you are the new KKK. And yes, solidarity is the antidote to poison these white supremacists unleash in our world. ICE and the KKK cut from the same cowardly cloth. Enforcers of white supremacy and economic control over the working class. Only ICE is worse because they have the full backing of the federal government, the full funding. At least occasionally, people tried to go against the KKK and use laws to arrest them for the shit they did every once in a while. But ICE 100% backed, entrenched in our government. So way, way worse than the KKK in my opinion. And hard to believe how fast we've fallen so far, so fast. If I saw people dressed like this with ski masks covering their faces, throwing someone to an unmarked van, I would assume a violent gang of kidnappers just abducted an innocent bystander. Nope. It's how ICE operates in 2025, folks. These are terrorists. They look like terrorists. They're dressed like terrorists. But they have the full backing of the United States government because the United States government has turned into a terrorist organization, have turned against the fucking people. If you don't believe this is fucking evil, I can't help you. Ain't nothing I can say to you. You just decided to love being treaded upon. Some of you have a fucking fetish for that. And you can cover your faces all you want. We can still tell you're pigs. We can smell you. We can hear the oinking. And hopefully someday, smell the bacon. Hard to feel sorry for some of these people, folks. I have to fucking admit. Now, I do have empathy. I do. But holy God, how can you be this dumb?
No one deserves to go through something like this behind bars. He has lived in Florida for more than half his life and
So she voted for Donald Trump, and Donald Trump has locked her father up.
And worked for the same construction job for many decades. Every day that goes without him here is a day lost forever. This is about being human, about love, connection, and presence.
Yeah, should have thought about that, right? You didn't think about that before you did all this. You were perfectly fine with all the other people Donald Trump was going to hurt. You just didn't think it was going to be you.
One thing he needs the most is the one thing that we're being kept from giving him, which is us. I feel that it would be immoral and inhumane to let a man who is suffering, who is terminally ill, spend what little time he has left in pain and isolation.
But think of all the trans people you own. Think about, hey, you owned us lefties. You owned us so bad. So I just want you to know, if it's any consolation to you, why you never see your father again while he's dying in ICE detention, I want you to know I'm owned. I'm so owned. Oh, my God. You won. You won. You won.
Please don't let him die in a cell. Please don't let his final memory.
I agree with this one, folks, to be honest with you. I'm going to be real. I don't care about nobody being over here illegally. I literally could not give a shit. This is an entire manufactured controversy. Migrants are much, much, much less likely to commit crimes than U.S. citizens. They contribute $90 billion to our economy. I know tons of brown people, tons of Mexican. They're cool as fucking shit. Ain't none of them ever done anything to me. We need way, way fucking more of them. I don't give a shit if somebody comes over here illegally. It's all fucking stupid. If they commit crimes, lock them the fuck up just like anybody else. If they come over here, if they're working, if they're paying into the system, if they're like renting houses and shit, good. We need more people. Nobody's fucking anymore. Who gives a shit about any of this? But it's just used to pit us against each other, to con idiots into vote against their own best interest, spending trillions of dollars to murder brown people because you guys are scared of your own fucking shadow because you're racist as fuck. And don't expect MAGA to ever wake up. Don't expect them to ever discover the light of logic, folks. They're too cooked. Their brains are pudding. No matter what they say, their words don't mean shit. They are the people of nothing, by nothing, for nothing. Case in point.
Due process for anyone on U.S. soil, at least it's try and, prove that they're here legally, or at least have due process before they're sent away, say, to an El Salvadoran prison.
Well, all they got to do, that can be quickly done. You go before the judge.
What if you're deported first?
What?
What if you're deported first?
Like Maryland, Dad? Boy,
no, like plenty of people. They just get deported.
What?
They get picked up outside their hearings, and then they get deported.
Guess what? If they're committing a crime...
But even if they're not?
Jeez. Yeah, hey.
Hey, I don't agree with rounded up people who have never committed any crimes. I don't agree with that when they're doing that. I don't give a shit. Yeah, no, you don't give a shit. Why did you even pretend like you care when you don't care? But that's what they do, folks. They pretend like they're good people to assuage themselves their own guilt, but they're incredible sacks of shit. Don't care about nothing. And then, I don't know if this is old or not. I'm going to guess this is old, but I'm going to pretend like it's new and real. Border Patrol agent asked Native American woman if she's a U.S. citizen.
We're first ones. We're Native American. We're the first ones. Oh, perfect. Perfect, huh? What are you? What are you? Are you an American citizen? No, you're not. You're not a firstborn. You're not from this land. And neither are you. Not from this fucking land. Got you on live.
Have a good day.
Go to the border. And your skin is brown as ours, fucker. We didn't cross the border crossed us. Get the fuck out of here.
Damn!
Fucking three of you? Woo! Three of you fuckers.
They just put them over because they're brown, too. Doesn't matter. If you're brown, flush them down.
Fucking my son died and this is what you do?
Traitors. Gestapo.
Punk ass bitches.
Get them! Hey, I think she might be Americanized a little bit. I'm just saying. I'm getting a hint of the good old USA in there. And then last but not least, on the secret police section, I hear the White House and the Republican National Convention is all pissed off about this ad, folks. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's a good ad. Let's have a look.
I had a really good time today.
Yeah, me too. I really look.
What are you doing? She's coming with us. What are you talking about? Who are you? I'm your Republican congressman. Now that we're in charge, we're rounding up illegals. She was born here. She's a citizen. I don't care. She looks like one of them. But don't worry. When she's in prison in El Salvador, she'll have lots of company.
Damn! That was harsh, but yeah, hey, pretty true. Who cares if she's a citizen or not? She's brown, right? She should have thought about that before she was born with melanin in her skin. And then, let's keep in mind, though, folks, there are some reasons to be optimistic. Not many. I'm not going to lie to you. But we had the biggest protest in the history of our country last weekend, folks. More people showed up, like 11 million showed up to protest. And let's not forget what we're protesting. The evil, jackbooted thugs in this country. Here's a Pennsylvania sheriff posted this meme of killing protesters. Yep, the kind of stuff law enforcement is putting out. James Mueller, 79, did not return messages for comment. The all-new Dodge Ram Protester Edition. A meme of this truck with blood all over it. Literally, law enforcement now is encouraging people to run over protesters because it's fucking hilarious, y'all. Because they hate us. Because they consider us their enemy. And they're right. I am your enemy, motherfucker. 100%. ACAB, fuck the police. They are the most dangerous gang in the entire fucking world. Act accordingly. And these are the type of people who are Donald Trump supporters, folks. These are the type of people that want to round up the Browns, the dregs of society, dirt, garbage humans. Donald Trump hates you, is embarrassed of you, and goddamn who wouldn't be? Couple in Denver get out of their truck and swing at a peaceful protester with a bat. Look at this road hog. And then guess what her man looks like? Another alpha genetic specimen. There he is. Living pigs. Look how tough he is. You better back up. What the fuck you gonna do? Have a heart attack?
You know, there's also right to bear arms.
But look, as much as I hate this guy, I don't even have to get revenge on him because he has to go fuck that woman. And there could be no revenge worse than that on the goddamn planet. So I feel sorry for you, dude. Being you is way more punishment than anything we could ever do to you. And then Fox News doing what they do, folks. Just spreading the goddamn fake knowledge, the fake information every step of the way. They don't have any fact checkers. I guess they don't give a shit. Even if they post something that's a lie, they do it all the time anyway, so what's the difference? Here they are pretending like this fake post that went around the internet of Donald Trump that's 100% made up and fake. They're reading it as though it's real to One-Eyed Jack, Israel dick sucker over here, who also going to pretend it's real.
Everybody calm down, have fun. There was a ton of people there. That was another left-wing lie.
Yeah.
Right? They were focused on bleachers that were right next to where we were sitting.
I love the way the president handled it because, Congressman, he put out a tweet. He writes, a huge thank you to all the No Kings protesters yesterday. I was very concerned. A king was trying to take my place. But thanks to your tireless efforts, I am still your president. Great job, all. President had fun with that. Congressman,
President had fun with it. I saw that. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, that's not real. That's fake. And I'm not fat phobic at all. I'm not afraid of fat people. I used to be fat. And as somebody who used to be incredibly fucking fat, I can tell you that the reason you're fat is because you don't have enough willpower, okay? Literally anybody can lose weight. I don't care who you are, okay? Nobody defies the law of physics. It's simply burning more calories than you take in, okay? And it's fine to be fat. If you're comfortable being fat, be fat. But it does kind of show that you have a lack of willpower, and that's just the truth. And it also shows that you don't really care about yourself enough to be healthier, because being fat is very, very, very bad for your health. It's going to lead to an early death, right? So, it's a myriad of problems. If you can help it, and you shouldn't be overweight. You shouldn't. I'm sorry, I'm not going to pretend otherwise, because that would be a lie. But if you want to be fat and you're happy, be fat. I don't care. If you want to die early, die fucking early, right? It's your business, I think people should be able to kill themselves if they want to. And this is the military Donald Trump is sending to L.A. to instigate shit, to stir shit up, because, like I said, you don't hate the troops enough. I get in trouble saying that. There are a lot of good troops. BBC is a good troop. That guy that sent me the tip on PayPal, he was a troop, and a lot of them tell me, hey, Dusty, don't shoot all the troops, because like 25% are good. Yeah, 25% are good. That's not a good number. But yes, a lot of the troops are very good. Just most of them are giant psychopathic pieces of shit. So anyway, they just looking for a reason to hurt people, to use this money they've been given, this endless fucking money in the form of weapons and gear and shit. I guess if you don't spend the money, then you don't get the same amount of money the next year. So here they are, just for no reason, throwing a flashbang at the crowd who was doing nothing, just to be a shithead.
You watch out.
Look at him. Just for no fucking reason he did that. Look at him. He's not in fear for his life. No danger. Sitting there as casually as shit. He just thinks it's funny to throw flashbangs at American citizens, y'all. Traitors to the country.
You watch out. That was necessary. It was not necessary. It was not necessary. You know that. You know that. It's not necessary. You just wanted to do that for yourself. Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? What are you spitting on the floor?
Yeah, why'd you do that? You know why he did that. He's a psycho. He joined the military to kill people, and he doesn't care if it's American citizens. That's why he's out there, right? They will turn on us in a fucking heartbeat. And then, last but not least, folks, incredible footage from today's... Actually, this was supposed to be in the Free Palestine section, but close enough. It's a protest. 150,000 people in The Hague to protest against the genocide in Palestine, and goddamn it, thank you. This is very heartening to see. Look at this sea of people. You go, Dutch. Hopefully we can stop the war in Iran. Hopefully this makes a difference. Keep doing what you do. I appreciate you. And that is my Chudwatch for this evening. Big one. Small hands. Talking about me? I do have small hands. I got midget digits. I don't know if you're talking about me or not, but I definitely have small fucking hands. Ain't gonna lie about that. But I do have a average to slightly above average penis, in case you're wondering. So don't get it twisted. Small hands don't necessarily mean small penis. It could be average still. So let's move on, folks. I got a couple on the President Elon section. Let's play the new Louis theme. Elon, oh baby, this motherfucker gotta go. Yeah. So in an absolute move of desperation, Elon Musk puts out a drug test proving he's not on drugs, folks, and you know it's got to be true, okay? If there's one thing we know about Elon Musk, it's that he's honest, okay? Yes, he is the one that put this drug test out himself, which means, of course, it could be fake. Of course, he could have faked it, used somebody else's pee. Of course, he's the richest man in the world. He could have just paid these people off. Of course. This doesn't have to be real, but it's Elon Musk. We know it's real. We know if he says he's not on drugs, he's not on drugs, okay? Because the first person somebody who is not on drugs does is release a drug report saying they're not on drugs. But apparently this entire thing was fake. Elon's drug test is suspicious. This lady who does drug tests points out all the ways this is clearly fucking fake, because no one has ever been on more drugs than Elon Musk. Holy God. It's so pathetic. It's so pathetic that even Trump starts making fun of him for this, y'all. I thought him and Donald Trump were making up, but Trump taking the opportunity to take a shot at him. Apparently Fox News was ridiculing him for this ridiculous publicity stunt. Donald Trump reshared this video.
Drug test. I want to know exactly what came back negative.
Yeah, I'd like to see it too. I think it said they're focused on a couple, and I would be like, what about what you're seeing from me? Why did you guys focus on those? I mean, I can look back through my life. The eras when I was being drug tested weren't my proudest ones. I don't think anybody. If everybody looks back at their life, you're like, dude, when was I drug tested? You're like, oh, I wasn't in a great spot. I think everyone could say, but yeah, releasing it on your own social media platform, transparency-wise, is a little. I mean, I'm in downtown New York City. You can go get a drug test on every street corner because there's a medicinal shop next door. I feel like Elon Musk, whatever his drug showed, that's the least of our concerns with Elon. I think if it says nothing, I honestly look around and go, let's get this guy on something.
Yeah, I mean, he's only a genius. He's only a genius launching rockets and having them caught back on Earth.
Yeah, he's not doing that. He's just paying for it. But anyway, making fun of Elon. And folks, I actually took a drug test one time about, 20 years ago. I took a drug test. And dude, I was on so many fucking drugs and I passed my drug test. All I did was I drank a shit ton of cranberry juice and water before I went and took it. It's very, very easy to pass a drug test. You almost have to want to get caught. So stupid. And then it was reported that Elon Musk is blowing $1 billion a month on his AI program, Grok. And now he's just going to, I guess, cause the whole thing to never be used by anybody. Cause the whole thing to be a brick. Because he's going to rewrite Grok in order to be anti-woke, which is going to destroy the entire thing and make it useless because AI programs are trained to surf the internet and then assess the information that's on the internet and then return the facts that are reported. And so it seems like it's left-leaning because facts have a left-leaning bias, right? So he's basically going to program Grok to only put out right-wing disinformation, which basically means it's going to be useless. Nobody's going to use it. Even right-wingers are not going to use it anymore because it's not going to work. Grok says since 2016, data suggests right-wing political violence has been more frequent and deadly, with incidents like the January 6th Capitol riot and mass shootings causing significant fatalities. Left-wing violence, while rising, especially during 2000, is less. To which he says, major fail, as this is objectively false. It's objectively true. Grok is parroting legacy media, working on, he's working on breaking Grok and making sure that Grok doesn't tell the truth anymore. And, he's bragging about it, and I hope he does, folks. I hope he changes Grok to be completely fucking right-wing, which will doom his investment 100%, which it already is pretty doomed. If you know anything about AI, Grok is useless. No one that knows anything about AI actually uses Grok for anything. I used to use it to make the images for my show, but then ChatGPT got their act together, and Grok is now 100% useless. It's way worse at doing pictures than it was before, so fuck off, Elon Musk. I hope you fail miserably, and that is my Elon Musk section for tonight. Working on it, I'm working on fucking up my $50 billion investment. What a moron. I buy dehydrated urine. Ooh, that sounds delicious. What do you mix it with? I can't give up the foods I love. Yes, you can. You absolutely can. If you care about the way you look and your health, you 100% can do that. What you mean is you don't want to. You don't care enough to do it, which is fine. That's your 100% right. I don't eat that well. I'm not shitting on you guys. What terrible parents call a man Gunther? Hey, isn't that a wrestler? He's doing pretty good in the WWE. Oh, Gunther with his slaps and shit. And I thought I watched that. And all right, folks, moving right along. You know what I didn't do? I did not incorporate the new amazing religious bullshit song I wrote into the new religious bullshit theme. So here's the old theme for those of you who love it. And pay attention because the orchestra music at the beginning of this was used, samples of it were used for that badass drop and bass kick in that's in my new song. So pay attention to the beginning of this song, and then we'll play the new religious bullshit song in and listen to the samples that are directly from this. Pretty cool work if I do say so myself. Religious bullshit, religious First off, all tonight's religious bullshit. Hey, no pedophilia tonight. That's wild. Anyway, did you guys know that your church wants to track and trace everything you do? It's their business, baby. You don't believe him? Let's check in with Pastor Tony Hudson.
My parents never knocked on the door before they came in. Are you kidding me? And if my reaction was not a smile on my face, I probably would have woke up under an oxygen tent somewhere.
Child abuse is awesome. We love violence. Yay! It's good to beat your children.
And to be drinking, hamburgers through a straw with a wired jaw. Somebody help me.
Somebody help me. It's awesome. Oh my God. I love it when I joke about beating kids. Woo! Amen.
That ain't none of the pastor's business. Yes, it is.
Sweaty pig. Another sweaty pig.
Everything you do. Every post you make on Facebook. Every time you post something on Instagram. All your Snapchats and all that other out of hell stuff. Look up in here. It's all our business.
How come none of these preachers are against gluttony?
It's my business, and I don't even belong around here. Because we're children of God. We're brothers and sisters in Christ. We're to hold one another accountable.
All right, I'm going to hold you accountable for your overeating.
See, a good church gets in your business.
Amen.
I ain't going to stay much longer.
Oh, yeah, on this earth, you fat pig.
That one, because I can see there's women hissing at me at this point.
No, those are your arteries clogging up, dude.
Back to you, ma'am.
Yeah, stupid women don't want to be tracked and traced by my fat piggy ass. Just good God, Christianity's so stupid. These people want to be abused. They love it, daddy. And I only got one more on religious bullshit, folks. But hey, all the time people say, Dusty, how do you stay so postivite? And I'm just saying, man, sometimes you just got to look on the bright side of things and try to say postivite as best as you fucking can. That's how I do it, baby. Always postivite. And that is my religious bullshit, y'all. And short but sweet tonight. And hey, we got one more section coming up, folks. I have like 4 or 5 heroes. So last chance to get your super chat. And we're overtime, I promise you. A 2.5 hour show already in the bank, folks. God damn it. Do I deliver or do I deliver? So who loves overtime? You all love overtime. Reward me for overtime. Do it to it. And all right, gonna finish you guys off on a happy ending with a little Billy Bowie. It's time for some heroes. Boom. We're gonna be heroes just for one day. Dusty, how would I have felt when I was overweight and somebody said that to me? I would have agreed with them because I knew when I was overweight that was fucking true. I knew when I was overweight I was healthy. I knew when I was overweight I didn't look good. I knew when I was overweight I had trouble just walking. I knew when I was overweight I had trouble wiping my ass. I'm not kidding. This is disgusting. I've told this story before. I got so overweight, my little fucking short, tiny arms couldn't wipe my ass good enough. I couldn't reach the crack. So here's what I had to do. I'm not kidding. So what I do is I would throw my arm backwards, and then I would use the momentum of it. And then as the momentum actually got right behind my fat, I would jam my hand into my asshole so that I could actually reach back there. It was you had to use like motion and gravity and shit to wipe your ass. I knew that. I knew it all, but I didn't care because I like the fucking cheeseburgers and the full double fries and all that shit. And I didn't care if I lived. I thought, I had Jesus on my side and Jesus was going to take care of me and all that stuff. But I knew I was fat. I knew it was unhealthy. I wasn't going to. And I'd already also, in my life, I've gone through lots of diets. I knew how dieting worked. I knew if I ate less calories than I took in, I would lose some fucking weight. So being told the truth never bothered me because I already knew what the fuck it was. And all right, heroes. Let's get the heroes. You guys distracted me with my ass wiping. This is what heroes is all about, folks. Man, people call me a hero, but I'm not. This is what a hero does. Dad shields his daughter. I guess his daughter fell underneath the train right before the train came. So he jumps on top of her, covers her body, risking his own life to protect her. Man, that's some scary ass shit. Nice hero shit. I know it's too much information. And yeah, now I wipe through the front now. It's way better. I got my whole wiping game down, but like for a long time, I didn't even know that wiping frontwards, I didn't know wiping sit down was even a fucking option. I didn't even heard that shit. Like, first time I ever heard that, I heard it on the show. People were like telling me they wipe sit down. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? How do you wipe sitting down? That's just crazy. You got to stand up so you get torque. But nah, sit down wipe is way better, y'all. Way less toilet paper. Anyway, let's not get started on that again. Dusty is an ass wipe. I do wipe my ass. I'm very, very cleanly as far as the ass is concerned. You can eat off of it. I wouldn't do that, but you could if you wanted to. That's gross, though. And one more on the hero. Let's do it. Oh, yeah. Big shout out to Javier Bardem. I got 2 clips from Javier. Dude, using his platform now to speak out for the Palestinians, y'all. 2 years too late, unfortunately. But now a lot of people in Hollywood, a lot of celebrities are now using their platform to speak out, and better late than never. So you go, King.
But also more focused on what it matters, you know? Like this matters. Of course this matters, and we are celebrating movies, and Variety celebrates movies, but also we cannot forget about what happened in the real world while we're celebrating fiction. Real world, in Gaza are dying thousands of children of starvation, and it's a genocide taking place in front of our eyes in 4K. And American support has to stop financing bombs that are killing so many thousands of children. And the Western European countries has to start doing actions, taking actions into cutting ties with Israel.
Okay, I got to call bullshit on that. Jake Insert says, Janet, I hear you. Dusty's wrong on this one. My partner would break herself trying to exercise. She has a good diet intake. I'm sorry, you're just wrong. Look, I have nothing against your partner, but your partner does not deny the laws of physics, okay? Nobody fucking does, okay? The body is just a machine, okay? You put fuel into that machine. If you put less fuel in the machine, the machine takes to run, the machine burns calories, okay? It burns fat, and it'll start burning muscle. 100% of the people work this way. There is 0 people on the planet that are immune to this, okay? If you're gaining weight, it's because you're eating more calories than you're burning off. 100%. I've lost over 100 pounds at a time. I've lost at least 1,000 pounds in my life. I am very familiar with this process. Everybody's the same. I'm sorry. That's just how physics works. And another one from Javier on The View.
Obviously. But the situation in Gaza is come to a term now where I cannot express the pain that I, along with many millions of people there, suffered on a daily basis watching those horrible images of children being murdered and starving to death, being absolutely blocked the aid of medicines, water, medical material, food, kids that have been amputated without anesthesia, people that yesterday they were shot, 25 people were shot while they were looking for humanitarian aid.
It's weird how ugly he looked on No Country for Old Men and how handsome he looks in real life.
In what they call the Hunger Games. Mm-hmm. I mean, experts on international law, experts on International Amnesty International, international human rights, and some...
No medicine makes you deny the laws of physics and thermodynamics. Just know how it works. You people are not magical, okay? There is a law, the law of thermodynamics, and your body does not defy the law of thermodynamics no matter what medicine you take. It just doesn't happen. Sorry, that's not how it works.
People that know what they're talking, and Holocaust survivors are calling a genocide for it. And if you ask me, I believe it's a genocide. Why is that? First of all, because the impunity that is taking Israel in doing these actions and the lack of action on any government, of course, the backup of United States with all these weapons and the economics, and also the...
Yeah, but hypothyroidism, that doesn't change the law of thermodynamics, right? It might change your metabolism, might change how your body processes food, but it still works under the thermodynamics, all right? So even they aren't exempt of that. Nobody is. That's just how physics works.
The silence of Europe is creating a scenario where there's such an impunity that if we really don't do something about that, we are going towards, well, what is happening now. An absolute impunity on creating war.
All right, let's ask AI So people would argue with me. If AI says I'm wrong, I will admit that I'm wrong. All right, let's see. If you have a caloric deficit, is it possible to gain... What the fuck is going on? All right, let's try it. All right, ChatGPT's broken or something. If you have a caloric deficit, is it still possible to gain weight? If so, how? All right. Yes, it's technically possible to gain weight when in a caloric deficit, but it's rare and depends heavily on what type of weight you're talking about. Talking about water weight, if you retain water, that's not really the same thing. Sodium intake, carbohydrate loading, hormone fluctuations, inflammation. So it's even if you're burning more calories than you eat, the scale might go up short term due to water. It's water though. So it's not real. We're talking about fat. We're talking about water weight. So yes, if you gain water weight and you get bloated on water, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about fat. It's impossible to have a caloric deficit and gain fat. Muscle gain, you can gain muscle, I guess. Newbie lifters or people returning to weightlifting after a break can gain muscle in deficit. Muscle is denser than fat. All right, I guess you can gain muscle, but that's also not what I'm talking about. So neither one of those examples are what I'm speaking of. Yeah, water weight's a real thing. That can happen. All right. Next up on the heroes list. Oh, you got to see this one. Duckworth destroying Pete Kegsbreath on the House floor. Watch this shit.
You are blowing through money like my fellow cadets and I did in our first Liberty after basic camp. Luckily, I didn't end up with a questionable tattoo. Your failures, Mr. Secretary, since you've taken office has been staggering. You sent classified operational information over Signal to chest thump in front of your wife, who, by the way, has no security clearance, risking service member lives in the process. You blew the $1 billion fight against the Houthis, whom, again, as my colleague says, has no Navy, and yet you lost all of those aircraft. You've created such a hostile command environment that no one wants to serve as your chief of staff or work with you in other senior DoD leadership roles. But what we should all be talking about more than all of this is that you have an unjustified, un-American misuse of the military in American cities, pulling resources and attention away from core missions to the detriment of the country, the war fighters, and yes, the war fighting that you claim to love. I don't know if this is because you are too inexperienced and incompetent to understand the real threats facing our country, or if it's because you are just an unqualified yes man who can't tell the president how to keep Americans safe. You are focusing on renaming basis for Confederate generals. You said just now to Senator King that to a man and to a woman, we would rather be associated with the old Confederate names. Well, I am one of those women. I served at Fort Rucker, Alabama, a base that was named for a traitor who took arms against the United States of America, led troops who killed Americans. It was renamed for Mike Novosel, a Medal of Honor recipient who...
Look at that thing you said, BBC, FTO gene MC4R, and basically it doesn't go against anything I said. It says it alters dopamine signaling, affects food reward, impacts hypothalamic neurons involved in hunger, may affect expression or other genes like IRX, RXFI, which influence fat cell development. But I mean, you still can't gain weight if you're in a caloric deficit, unless you're talking about water weight, which is very rare. It's just thermodynamics, though. I mean, right? It's just fuel in, fuel out. Effects of mutation, loss of function mutations can lead to hyperphagia, excessive eating, and early onset obesity. Yeah, it's because you eat too much, more calories than you're burning off. And I do know some medical conditions, they lower your metabolism, right? They make you want to eat more, and it's harder to burn off fat. I understand there's medical conditions do that, but if you were not to eat anything, if you were to starve yourself, you would 100% lose weight. No doubt about it. 100% of people would lose weight if they starved themselves. Unless you're talking about water weight. And one more, folks, on the heroes list. These elderly going out to protest. Love this fucking shit.
When I look at you, I can't believe it's true. You're all I ever dreamed of, and you love me.
Somebody says, I hate facile answers. Okay, then you hate physics, because physics, there's laws of physics. And we understand how the laws of physics works. If you think the laws of physics and the laws of thermodynamics are a facile answer, then I guess you don't really believe in anything. You believe in nothing, like on Lebowski. And all right, big ups to these heroes. We got to sidetrack this conversation about food and whatnot. And that's my show, folks. We got a big after party coming up. Be sure to stay tuned. We gonna do this shit from here all the way down to here. So if you don't have your ticket yet, please immediately get your ticket for tonight's after party. And thank you in advance. And I don't have any kitty treats because I don't have a truck yet. So I'm gonna give them some catnip at the end, and we'll see if they like that. We'll see how that fucking goes. No promises. And all right, let's make sure I don't have any super chats that I'm missing before I get started here. Folks, if you bail out, please hit the like button. All right, please leave a comment. It helps the algorithm, helps the show to grow. Please share my videos wherever you are on social media. That really helps. And most importantly, please go sign up my Patreon. I'm a digital busker. If you enjoyed tonight's show, please kick in a few bucks to help me out because I want to keep doing this, and I'm very poor. So thank you in advance. I don't have a car. It sucks. And all right, yay! You think Lincoln didn't pardon all those Confederates? We'd be here today? Probably. Especially the generals and shit. Definitely should have hung the shit out of them, to be honest with you. But what you gonna do? Fucking Lincoln. What do you expect from a Republican? Miss Robinson graduated at night. Give me $20. Get the kitties some treats. I need to. I'm going to go to the store tomorrow, hopefully, so I'll get them some tomorrow. Power to the people, fuck yeah. Between your show and Kimmel, Carbo, and The Daily Show, it's keeping me sane. Hey, I'm happy to be mentioned in those people's, along with those people. That's pretty cool. Thank you. Paul Muzinski, $10. All the believers were together and had everything in common. They sold property and possessions to give to anyone who had need. Yeah, it used to be like that, right? Used to be we're supposed to turn the other cheek, love your neighbor and your enemy as you love yourself, but so unlike Christ, these Christians. Thank you, Dusty. Had a very stressful day. I already read that. All right, hey, that's all, folks. Hey, thank you for everybody who kicked in tonight. It means a lot. I really appreciate you guys and your generosity. And I'll be back on Friday for another episode of the world's goddamn greatest show. So be sure to tune in and come here live. Be sure to get your ticket. Gonna be back Friday. I'll see you guys then. Have a good Thursday. I'm gonna play you guys out. I don't know how much of this video I played at the beginning. I thought I'd try to play it all, but it might have got cut off. So if you guys haven't seen this, go watch the new amazing video, Religious Bullshit. It's on my channel. It's also on Apple Music if you don't buy it, and it's on Spotify if you want to listen to it for free. But here it is, folks. Good night, everybody. Religious Bullshit. After party coming up.
Welcome to the chapel of scams and deception, where guilt's a weapon and fear's a collection. Pass that plate like a ritual tax, while the preacher's in Gucci with gold on his slacks. Sunday script, it's fear and lipstick. Invent the cure, then convince you you're sick. Sipping on wine, call it Jesus' blood, while they drowned you in lies like a biblical flood. Confess your sins, what a racket to run. They're selling you hell while molesting your son. Blindfold your brain, let the shepherd's guide, but that wolf got a Rolex, he ain't trying to hide. Religious bullshit, religious bullshit, religious pollution. It's time for religious bullshit, yeah, it's time for religious bullshit. Your wallets, they got a story for you, and trauma in the closets. It's time to be brainwashed, gaslit, subdued. Your weekly dose of nonsense straight into the pews. It's time for religious bullshit.
They're all crooks. Switch over now. Good night, everybody.